How exactly the White House just made a claim that this could actually have a neutral, if not deficit-reducing impact. That goes against what a lot of experts are saying. But the bigger question is also on what authority the president's able to do this. Speaker Pelosi said last year that the president can delay or postpone repayments, but the ability to actually cancel debt rests with Congress.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. Texas Republican Congressman Kevin Brady.
I don't believe this is legal. Look, the president is trying to use taxpayers as a personal campaign slush fund, and it's wrong.
The president's also facing criticism from some Democrats who want more relief. He plans a formal announcement next hour. After 6 months of war in Ukraine, Russia still claims it's fighting Nazis and that Ukraine is hurting its own people.
The people see and understand this, hence the treatment of Russian soldiers as liberators, which is widespread in the liberated territories.
Russia's ambassador to the UN through a translator. The U.S. ambassador at the same Security Council meeting says the world will never recognize Russia's effort to change Ukraine's borders by force. The latest U.S. aid package for Ukraine, nearly $3 billion in weapons and equipment.
President Biden announced the package in a statement marking Ukraine's Independence Day, writing, "The day is bittersweet for many Ukrainians, with thousands killed or wounded and millions displaced." But the president says 6 months of relentless attacks have only strengthened Ukrainians' pride.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. America is listening to Fox News.
What you've heard about probiotics is probably wrong.
I eat yogurt, so I don't need to take a probiotic.
Probiotics? They don't really work.
It's time to learn the truth about probiotics and join the Align Healthy Gut Team Up. Align has probiotics to naturally help relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Try Align probiotics for a month and see how great a healthy gut can feel. Get $2 off your first month of Align at alignprobiotics.com.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Partly to mostly sunny skies with us on this Wednesday afternoon. Nice humidity levels. Temperatures should top out pretty close to 87. Tonight, clear skies. A slow drop out of the 80s for any evening plans. 65 for the low. Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Now, a front's trying to work in from the north. Maybe a spot thunder shower late in the day on Thursday. It's going to be hard to find. 88 Thursday afternoon. This is 97.1 FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's happening right here, right now.
We are less than 3 months before the midterms, and our brand new NBC News poll paints a pretty bleak picture. Americans are angry, they're disappointed, and they are worried about the future of this country.
Stay connected to everything happening in the world, the country, and the community.
To make certain that the FBI is returned, the leadership of the FBI is returned to being a non-political agency.
This is 97.1 FM Talk.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
No pain, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
An effective defense often hinges on sophisticated strategies relating to income tax projections, business valuations, spousal support claims. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives, which includes protecting men's financial means to do so. Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's St. Louis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 600 Kelwood Parkway, Suite 310, Town & Country, Missouri, 63017. Online at CordellCordell.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Oh, Hank, what a wonderful spider web you have built for us. I love this fabulous space we have right here in the corner of the kitchen.
Thanks, Charlotte. I think I'll build us a vacation web in the coat closet. Maybe even one in Susie's room, too. Oh no, it's the pest control company again with those green wheels. They always kill the mood.
This is Derek, the owner of All Solutions Pest Control. Give us a call today at 636-486-7888.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
Nature Valley is giving away back-to-school gear for free at the Retalk Shop. On TikTok, show how you reduce, reuse, or recycle with hashtag #RetalkForNature. And you could be served a code, unlocking one free item. While supplies last, terms and conditions apply.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market gains without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the Mark Cox Morning Show.
With Odyssey music stations, there's a different station for every taste, and they're all free. Listen to 97.1 live on your phone or browse the selection of music stations and make a soundtrack to your workday. It's all at Odyssey.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
You know, 47% of Americans have a four-year degree. Only 13% have graduate degrees, but 50% of the student loan debt is held by people that have graduate degrees.
Graduate degrees.
So what happens to the guy who took out a loan to get, an F-150 so that he could take his tools around? That debt's never going to be canceled. And it doesn't get canceled. It just gets transferred to somebody else, which is they're transferring the debt to the guy with the F-150. It is also inflationary. Why are we making a move that would increase inflation at this time? Why does that make any sense? It's also something that Congress should do. So this is an illegal move. It is unethical. It is immoral. And they're not going to get the political payoff that they're looking for. They're not going to get the PR spin. They're just going to go through all the policy pain, and they're not going to satisfy the left, and they're not going to satisfy anybody on the right.
So that's a very interesting take there from Dana Perino on the big news of the day. If you haven't heard yet, student loan forgiveness, a big announcement coming from the president. And Brad, it's first was scheduled at 1:15, and then you said it probably got moved to 1:30.
1:30 according to YouTube.
Which means you had to carry the one.
Yeah, he'll probably be in about 3:30.
3:30. So listen to the Reardon Show. Yeah, Mark Reardon will have it all for you right there. We expect him to be speaking at 1:30 p.m. to explain exactly what his plan entails. A huge windfall coming from the federal government, which of course is funded by you. So congratulations. Slow clap for your tax dollars paying for other people's education. I really like the way Dana Perino says that, because most people believe that this is a very well-timed endeavor by the Biden administration. You could go back and roll the tape on what I've said on this. I said, wait for late August. You'll find out what's going to happen in late August because it has to be announced in enough time for people to start watching their loans go down, decrease, or go gone right before the election hits. So here we are, August 24th. This afternoon, President Biden will be commenting on the big announcement, massive student loan handout that's going to cost taxpayers billions. Yes, taxpayers. That's who funds the federal government, and that's who's going to fund this bailout. It's good. It's okay. It's cool, though, because we have extra cash. We got a lot of money. We're good. We got all this money saved up. Nobody needs to worry about where this money is going to come from, except for, of course, the people who are in school right now, the grandchildren they don't know that they're going to have yet. This is generationally impactful. Like all of the other massive spending plans from this administration are generationally impactful. But that doesn't matter to the Biden administration because what matters to Joe Biden and the Democrats is that in 76 days, the midterm election is going to take place. And they hope that this will help save some of those seats. You're going to want to stick it right here on the Annie Frey Show, 97.1. If you are listening in your car right now and you go back to the office, make sure you got that Odyssey app on your phone because we will cover this live together and kind of group therapy our way. Misery loves company, folks. As we listen to the president who is scheduled to be speaking at 1:30, I use that term and time very loosely.
Yeah, he's on Biden time.
Biden time. And we are too.
Mm-hmm.
We are Biden time.
Mm-hmm.
You had a big conversation last night with some people, you don't have to name names, about student loans, and you said it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so let me set the stage here. I mean, it was after a couple softball games. We were kind of sitting on the tailgate of one of their trucks, and we were talking about the student loan debt because the one guy is a couple years younger than me, so early 30s, and the other one is in his mid-20s and, just starting out, finished school.
One's like about your age?
A little bit younger than me.
And so mid-30s.
Mid-30s, mid to early 30s. I don't know.
Late 20s.
Yeah, and the other one is mid-20s. He's a younger guy. Friends with these guys, played softball with them for a really long time, and good people, really love them. They were sitting there and they were talking, and one of them was very upset about the student loan forgiveness program.
About what was going to happen.
Yeah, he was mad about it. And the other one had kind of
the older one or the younger one?
The younger one.
Really?
Yes. So it's really interesting. Dana Perino talked about in that clip what about the guy who, instead of going out and getting a bunch of student loans, got a loan to buy a truck and started working?
When she first said, what about the person who went and bought an F-150? I thought she was implying like with their student loan check. And I'm like, why are you dogging on F-150s? And then I was like, oh no, that's a worker.
Yeah,
that's a worker
truck.
And that's a work truck for tools. I see you, Dana. Yeah. Continue.
So, there's that guy, but there's also a guy like this, the younger guy in this conversation I had. He sacrificed a whole bunch because he understood that going to college is a big deal. He told me he could have gone to Mizzou. He could have gone to Arkansas. He had offers from both of those schools, but he decided he was going to go to SIU and get his degree because he could live at home and he could save money that way. SIU is a cheaper college, so he did that. And he told me that his time spent at school, because he wasn't getting that college experience, he was struggling making friends, it was miserable, but he kept doing it because he knew it was the right thing to do, because he knew he was going to come out better. He's 25 years old. He's graduated from school. He's got a good job. He doesn't have any student loan debt. And he's like, I did it the right way. And now they're going to
thanklessly.
Yes, I did it the right way. I did the hard work. And now they're wanting to give this money. He goes, I sacrificed on 3 different occasions. He goes, it was whenever I was suffering because I made the right decisions, because it wasn't a good time. He said, it's going to be now through my taxes. And he goes, now it's going to drive up inflation. I'm like, holy cow, this guy is like all over it. Exactly. Now, the other guy, he's, again, not fully on board with student loan debt forgiveness, but he's a little more sympathetic. He was talking about like interest rates and what these schools are charging as far as interest goes. And he's right. Like, the numbers he threw out there, if your student loan debt is like super high, one, let me encourage you to refinance your student loan debt. You don't have to stick with that interest rate. If it's super high, go see if you can get a better one somewhere else. Shop it around. But what these lenders are doing to...
But why would you do that if you know that it's coming?
I don't know, because it's not going to be all of your debt.
Yeah.
You still need to do it. But he's like, what these lenders are doing is not right because these are 18-year-old kids that don't really understand what they're doing. Some of them do, as evidenced by the first guy, but a lot of kids don't understand that. Things that they don't talk to their parents about, parents don't talk to them about. That's not right. But the cost of school is super high too. He's like, that's the other thing. He goes, how are these kids supposed to go to school with school being so high? I'm like, you are absolutely right. But that's what we need to be attacking. And we don't need to be forgiving debt, because forgiving debt is just going to encourage those schools and lenders to do more of the same thing.
Yeah, Brad, I think it's a great point by him. And I wonder how much this administration, but more so the Democratic Party, is underestimating how angry this is going to make people exactly like him. Because all they're seeing is handouts, making it rain, Oprah, you get a loan forgiveness, you get a loan forgiveness, you get a loan forgiveness, and everybody's happy in that moment. It's funny because that story, the Oprah story, ends with everybody having to pay a lot of taxes on a car that they just won, and they're going, what? No, I'm selling. When the Biden administration is pushing this issue out there, especially with the timing, which was so obvious to everybody that something like this would be timed, whatever they decided to do, it's $10,000 for earners that are less than $125,000 a year, $10,000 of forgiveness, $20,000 for up to $20,000 for Pell Grants, and they've delayed once again the payment to the end of the year, December 31st of 2022. So you have a complete push of people having to take up their responsibility for what they signed up to do. You have a complete push, and you're 100%, like the federal government should have three roles. National defense. Because folks, I mean, Missouri and Illinois aren't going to defend their borders all by themselves when you need to help Indiana and you need to help Ohio and all the way over to the East Coast and to the West Coast. We are a stronger country with a national defense, obviously. You need to have a strong defense, a national defense that is a deterrent, so you don't have to be the aggressor. Strength through peace through strength. So that's the first thing, national defense. The second thing is infrastructure. So you're going to have roads that are going to go from Illinois into Missouri and Missouri into Illinois. And obviously you can tell the way the states take care of them, that you can go from one state to the other, and they have different ways of doing that in each state. And you can tell that, but you do have to have some sort of federalization of that kind of infrastructure, because it's used by everybody, and you don't put a quarter in the slot, a gold doubloon in the slot when you get on the road and go to work. So you have to have some sort of federalization of that as well. The third main purpose of the federal government needs to be the honoring of contracts. Needs to be, if you, Brad, your word and Ryan Wiggins' word, if you guys agree upon something and you sign something, there needs to be a third party in play that makes sure that that agreement is carried out in a legal and fair way, and that you can't strong arm Ryan into taking advantage of him, and vice versa. That's where the judicial system comes in. These are the three main purposes of the federal government. And the federal government has just given the finger to that last one. Why should somebody have their student loans forgiven? Why not mortgages forgiven? Why not medical bills forgiven? Why not credit card bills forgiven? I mean, at what point do you go, well, that's too far? And if you say credit cards is too far, why? What about the people who worked their tails off through college and had to charge, some of their bills from time to time so that they could make ends meet, but they didn't take out student loans? They put themselves through school and they racked up some credit card debt while they were doing it, because the 2 or 3 jobs that they worked through college went to rent, and they needed to charge their gas. So they racked up that credit card debt. Why should that not be forgiven? Why should their housing that they paid for without taking out loans, why should their housing not be forgiven? I mean, the point here, folks, is that if you want to take out a loan for something, you need to know that you're going to pay it back. Now, the federal government is going to come say $10,000 to these earners, or these borrowers, $10,000 to everyone. It's going to be a $300 billion debt that the country is still going to have to pay. These handouts from the government are still paid for. The government has no money. I mean, technically on a sheet of paper, they have way less than no money. But the government doesn't make money. The government only takes money. So if the government is coming to save the day with a check, you better feel real good about the money that they're saving your day with coming out of the check that you're going to work to earn. That little federal income tax line, sometimes a state income tax line. If you work in the city like I do, the city income tax line. All of these different things, everything the government is giving you comes out of your paycheck first. Maybe a little bit, maybe a lot of it. But it's not free. And the government doesn't make money. It only takes money. And boy, I know there are people who are feeling like there's a windfall coming, because there is a personal windfall coming to many of Americans of all ages who have taken out these loans. And a lot of those Americans who are going to benefit from this also know that they're paying for it, and they didn't vote for it. And we just got to throw our hands up in the air and say, what next? Because this is not where this road stops. This is going to keep going and going and going. Joe Concha with Fox News, he's a Fox News contributor, also a political columnist at The Hill, is going to react to this as soon as we get back here on the Annie Frey Show. So stick around. Joe Concha coming up next. And the YouTube live chat poll, how will President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan impact the midterms? Is it going to help Democrats, or is it going to hurt Democrats? I cannot wait to hear what you have to say about this. So join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, cast your vote in the live chat, and leave us a comment. We'll be back in a minute.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
She's my treasure, so very rare.
97.1 is St. Louis's radio destination for information with perspective. It's where St. Louis and beyond comes to talk. Right here, right now. This is 97.1 FM Talk.
I could tell you that you could organize your closet with the Closet Factory. I could tell you could organize your pantry with the Closet Factory. I could tell you could organize your garage with the Closet Factory. But really, my experience as a customer of the Closet Factory is that you're actually organizing your life. There is a domino effect. When the Closet Factory comes into your home and finishes a beautiful space to accommodate your needs, there's this domino effect of once you get this space organized, it kind of alleviates other places in your house physically and potentially mentally. Having clutter around the house or not having a place to put your things can often lead to stress. It has for me. The Closet Factory coming into my home and taking care of our master closet that my husband and I share, and also taking care of my kiddos' closet, the laundry room, has really alleviated a lot of that stress that our house has with 6 people in it, laundry, clothes everywhere. The Closet Factory was the solution for the Frey family. I hope you'll give them a call to be the customized organization solution for your home. 314-961-4300. You can find them online at closetfactory.com.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Hi, Mark Goldstein here for Edwards Carpet. Times are tough, we're making less, and you're still paying more. So if you need new flooring, now is the time. Take advantage of our Labor Day sale. Carpet starting at $349, completely installed with pad, including take-up of old carpet and furniture moving. For this sale, everything's on sale. You can take advantage of our 12-month 0% financing, and if that's not enough, you'll pay no tax. Don't miss out, because these days, if you wait, you'll simply pay more. See you soon at Edwards Carpet.
Come on down to Edwards Carpet Stores.
I'm Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group. I'm proud to say we are a family business. Through innovative financial tools, my nephew Bob and I are committed to making sure your retirement nest egg is kept safe from market declines. As a matter of fact, we have never lost a dime of our clients' money, and we won't lose any of yours either.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw, and the secret is in linking safely to the market without putting your principal at risk. As we look ahead at the likelihood of increasing volatility in the market, it's important that you protect your nest egg from market losses, as that's the engine that drives your retirement income.
Our family would like to help your family retire comfortably and keep your retirement safe and secure. Call us now for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of my second edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 36 years. Call us now, 314-993-9494. Or online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Hall of Fame Weekend presented by Edward Jones, August 26th through the 28th, when the Cardinals host the Atlanta Braves. Sunday, August 28th, 25,000 fans, ages 16 and older, take home a mystery Hall of Fame car parade bobblehead. Thanks to Ford. Who will you get? It could be Willie McGee, maybe Jim Edmonds. Find out on Sunday, August 28th. Great seats remain. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Cardinals Hall of Famer Willie McGee. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
Fiesta Cardenales, presented by He Gets Us, returns to the ballpark on Sunday, August 28th. With the purchase of a special themed tickets, fans will receive an exclusive Cardinals Sugar Skull bobblehead. Plus, a portion of each ticket sold will benefit the Hispanic Education, Cultural, and Scholarship Foundation. Come early for our pregame heritage event and the Budweiser Terrace, featuring Orquesta Chévere. That is Sunday, August 28th. Fiesta Cardenales. For tickets or more information, visit cardinals.com/theme.
What you know, Joe?
I don't know nothing.
What you know, Joe?
Tell me something.
What you know, Joe?
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Just ain't jiving.
Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Don't know Latin.
What you know, Joe?
People
think that the President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress.
Okay, Nancy, if you say so, that's a flashback, if you might imagine. Nancy Pelosi saying the president does not have the power to forgive student loan debt. And in about an hour or so, we're going to find out how the president's going to forgive student loan debt. I wonder what Joe Concha has to say about that, political columnist at The Hill and also Fox News contributor. Joe, man, the buying of the votes is getting a little more blatant, one might think.
Was the introductory, it's called a bump, right? Was it that song that you play, What You Know, Joe?
Yes.
Is that for me?
It's for you.
Or is that for the president? Oh, really? Okay.
Well, it's you know, it was supposed to be for you, but it does say What You Know, Joe, and then it says you don't know nothing. So maybe it might not be for you.
I don't want it.
I might change that.
What can we say? For starters, if the president takes questions, there'll be one or two. Maybe one from like Yamiche Alcindor, right? Who will say, you know, oh, when will you forgive more student loans? Or when are you going to pull up the filibuster? Or it'll be some sort of policy question, policy position in a question. And then maybe somebody else who isn't named Peter Doocy. But he probably won't take questions at all because he's been on vacation for a while. And you saw what he was like when he was actually, working 3 days a week. When you work 0 days a week, the rust is going to be on there, no question. A lot of things about this, Annie. My wife is an ER doctor, and she paid her way through school. Right, her dad had a heart attack, triple bypass when she was like 3 or 4 years old, and couldn't work basically he did hard labor. Right, so after that, he really couldn't work. And then basically my mother-in-law was, an assistant in an office type of thing. They didn't bring home a lot of money is what I'm trying to say. So my wife got a full scholarship to Georgetown on track. She's like a gazelle. I've never seen anybody quite like this. But anyway, that worked out. But then when she had to pay her way, when she had to go to medical school, she had to pay her way all through that. And for years and years, she kept the contract, right? She made sure that she paid back everything. And now suddenly we got to sit back here and watch some people just get this forgiveness. And what I think about now is what happens with the next set of graduates and the next generation. They're going to say, hey, where's my handout? Where's my handout? Nobody likes this. I mean, you talk to conservatives, inflation, this will surely rise even more than it will now as a result of, again, somebody's got to pay for this, or you're going to borrow, and then inflation's going to rise as a result. And the progressives don't think it goes far enough. I don't understand how this is a political move because it benefits so few people, Anne.
Yeah, and the people who it doesn't benefit, there are a lot of people, even if you're somebody who might benefit from this in one situation, maybe you paid back your student loans, but maybe your kid is taking out loans because there's a different situation or something. But this is affecting everybody in a dynamic way. And if you are somebody who is working your tail off, my producer Brad was telling a story on the air in the first segment today about somebody who's in their mid-20s who just got done with school and was busting their butt to pay everything off. Like, that's a fresh wound for this administration to slap across a mid-20s kid who they probably think is going to vote for them in the midterms now because they're gifting all of these people all this money.
That mid-20s kid, Annie, it's a great point. Or what about the mid-40s plumber who worked his ass off for 20 years, didn't graduate college, right? Just somebody who learned the craft one way or another, trade school, and then just worked because maybe he couldn't afford to go to college in the first place. Maybe he didn't know there'd be this forgiveness coming, or she for that matter. What about those folks? I can't get my head around this. And by the way, was Nancy Pelosi wrong then in that soundbite you played beforehand that the president
That's
can't
a good question.
unilaterally forgive student loan?
She couldn't be more clear in that statement.
So how can he do it then? I don't understand. Is this something where he goes to Congress and they try to pass it? Or I don't understand the legality of it, quite frankly. If the House Speaker was so definitive on that, how could he suddenly do this? And we know about the timing, right? Even if he can. Well, let's see. The midterms are now something like 75 days away. And this is a way, I guess, to buy votes. But I think this will be just like the Inflation Reduction Act that doesn't reduce inflation. Everybody calling that such a big win. I think that's a net negative. I think Republicans can run against that. And I think they can run against this as well.
Joe Concha with us right now, Fox News contributor and political columnist at The Hill. Chris, who's watching on our live YouTube stream right now, says, should I go get a student loan real quick for $10,000 so I can benefit from this? I mean, it establishes a whole bunch of really, really bad habits that people who have played by the rules and done the right thing for so long have got to be just throwing their hands up in the air right now. Feeling screwed once again, where you pile this. It's not just the principle of the student loan situation, but the timing of this. How in the world do we afford this as a country where inflation is out of control, prices are up, and average middle class earning Americans right now are struggling to make ends meet?
And no, it bothers me. It was Annie, and this is my book that comes out next month. It's called "Come On, Man," and it's about the Biden presidency and how we actually got this person. Thank you. It's September 27th. We'll talk more about it as we get closer to there. I'm sure I'll be joining and promoting the heck out of that. But what I talk about basically is, all right, we were told when this administration came in that the smartest adults were back in the room, right? And you look at the so-called accomplishments. We keep hearing how Joe Biden's getting so many things done. My 8-year-old can do this in the sense where if throwing money at problems is getting things done, I'm sorry, there's no real thought process around that. In other words, well, we're going to pass 1-point-something trillion for COVID relief and then not actually spend it on COVID and then not even spend a lot of it already and then ask for more COVID money. Or with this, again, Inflation Reduction Act, throwing money at the problem. Like, oh, we're going to fight climate change for $200 billion. Well, what about India, China, and Russia? They pollute the air more than anybody, and they're not doing anything to curb this. And whatever we do isn't really going to matter. It doesn't matter. Just keep throwing money at the problem. And I look at DeSantis down in Florida, the Republican governor, and he actually has solutions to things, which is promising, right? There's a teacher shortage, for example. So then he says, all right, well, what we should do is incentivize cops that have retired. And remember, you can retire like 45, 50 years old. If you're a police officer, 20 years to get your pension. He says, we'll pay for them to get certified, and then we could start putting retired police officers in schools. Wow, that probably improves. It improves discipline, right? Because these guys aren't going to take any nonsense. They're going to play by the book, and you help solve a problem without throwing money at it. And I wish we could talk about that more, but instead DeSantis is basically called Hitler, which is the same thing as being called Trump. And it's like, you know what? The dialogue is just such BS. What you hear out of so many people who are supposed to be paid to talk about politics. It's all name calling, and it's getting old.
I think that you look. I'm glad you brought up Florida, because even the Democrat running for governor in Florida is a Republican now, which is just ridiculous. That's how sensible Florida is everything is just kind of falling into place. And Ron DeSantis is going to mop the floor with him after last night's primary. But Florida is a really good example of where stuff is getting done. It seems like everywhere else, there's all these political fights that are taking place, and Ron DeSantis seems to be able to cut through all the noise and just get stuff done. I'm wondering what you think as you've watched midterms unfold throughout this primary, or the primaries unfold moving towards the midterm elections. If you feel like we're going to get more of that DeSantis way of doing things in the country, or what the Democrat line right now is, Republicans are running low quality candidates. That's a very synced up line that you're seeing from people on the left.
I don't think you have to be all that great of a candidate to run in this environment, right? You talked about the problems before that takes down any presidency. It takes down any party. When you have inflation, and no, it's not at zero, despite what the president said, it's at 8.5%. And it's even higher when you talk about like everyday items like food that people have to buy, for example. Inflation, gas prices, which are still 75 cents higher than they were 1 year ago. And you see what's happening at the U.S. southern border, millions coming across this country illegally, all the fentanyl that's coming with it and killing a record number of Americans. When you see our education system going sideways, when you see skyrocketing crime in cities being carried out by people who already have been arrested and then put right back out to the streets so they could commit crimes again, it's not hard to talk about why you should be elected if you're a Republican, and Democrats have no message outside of we'll protect abortion, which makes no sense really. If you're running in New York, for example, it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
For sure.
I would just think it would be very easy for the Herschel Walkers and Masters in Arizona, J.D. Vance, Dr. Oz to just keep hammering that home and make it a referendum on the state of the country now. You could say you could continue to want that, or you could vote for us and bring life back to logic. But to finish here with DeSantis, there was a poll out today, YouGov, I believe, which shows DeSantis actually beating Trump for the nomination and actually doing better against Biden than Trump would. I'm not saying I don't think Trump could win if he ran against Biden, because for all the reasons I just mentioned, but DeSantis right now seems to have all the momentum. And as you said, if this country could run like Florida, then I think we'd be in a lot better place.
For sure. We're speaking with Joe Concha right now. We just posted on our live chat a link to, I guess it's to pre-order. Is that right, Brad? To pre-order Joe Concha's book, Come On, Man, which you said is a summation of the Biden presidency so far. Is that about right?
Yes, there's a subtitle to it, too, which I even have trouble remembering, but it's based on a children's book. Come on, man. The truth behind Joe Biden's no good, very bad, horrible presidency. Something like that. I should know my own title. It doesn't come out for a month, so I got to practice.
Yeah.
But it goes through not only, how Joe Biden, this completely below average person, his entire life, a pathological liar, which I lay out in example after example. He's not even good at it for that matter. But also how the media helped put him into office, which is one of the more obvious statements that you could ever make. That's true. But now you see them turning on him and saying, well, he really shouldn't seek a second term. He may be too old, because they didn't know he may be too old 2 years ago. Yeah. Now suddenly the epiphany has come.
Math.
Hard. And it's about really how journalism has become activism and all the reasons why. So you get a lot in this book, not just about Joe Biden and what a horrible presidency this is and all the people around him, for that matter, not having a clue what they're doing, but also how we have a media that is completely and totally compromised at this point, and where to look for the warning signs around that. So I hope people buy it. It comes out September 27th, and I will know the title the next time I come on, I swear.
That's perfect. You still have time. Before I let you go, I'm glad you brought up the media, because CNN is having a bit of a day over there, and things are kind of starting to shuffle up. And I've worked in media for 16 years. And I've never watched anybody get fired in this industry and then still have to go do their show. Like watching Brian Stelter have to still do that show after he knew he was canned. That's kind of a new thing in my experience here. What do you suspect is the future of CNN as we're looking at it right now?
The plan was for Stelter to announce on his show that would be his last show. And then he's so disliked within the organization that it got leaked out in about 5 seconds to the Daily Mail. Yeah. So that was fast, right?
That's so awkward.
Then now they were forced. I know, because then the staff is already putting together the show. And at that point, they're like, all right, we have to put him on. But boy, talk about the hubris of the defeated. When you have this guy talking about, hey, we were one of the highest rated shows on CNN on weekends. That's like being the skinniest kid at fat camp. All right. I mean, good for you. You're batting .230 on the last place team. Come on, man. To use my title.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Incredible. But don't have any sympathy for him, because people are like, oh, you seem happy that he got fired. I'm like, no, I know he has 3 years left on his $1 million a year contract, which drives me nuts that he's making that kind of money and has that kind of term. But it's a conversation for another time. But the point is, that as far as Stelter is concerned, he's going to MSNBC. He's going back to the New York Times. You're going to hear a lot more from this guy because people agree with him ideologically so much that there's always a place for Ryan Stelter, even if he's profoundly horrible at his job.
And CNN, is CNN going to move to the middle? Are they going to do news?
No. And the reason why I say that is because the guy running it, his last life was running the Stephen Colbert show. Have you ever seen that? I mean,
I try not to.
Please, it's the most partisan thing on television. That's really saying something. But once the presidential race starts, you really think all the people that are at CNN could suddenly just change the DNA in their culture and say, you know what, we're going to go about this the way the old CNN did under Bernard Shaw back in the 90s? No, of course not. So he could talk that game, but I'm not buying it. And the reason why Stelter got fired, by the way, wasn't because of ratings so much. It was because he was backstabbing his bosses at every turn with every reporter that would listen to him off the record. And then even on the record, went after a guy named John Malone, who's a very big deal now at CNN, basically calling him a misinformed idiot who doesn't know what he's talking about. When you do that, you get fired. And that's why he got fired. And no one should cry for Brian Stelter because he but what's the old saying? Lied in his own grave. Yeah, that's it.
It does. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't really end well when you choose to take that path. Joe Concha, it is always a pleasure to have you on, and people need to hurry up and go pre-order your book. Come on, man. And we'll get to the rest of the title the next time you're on with us.
Wait, I got a poster right in front of me. Wait a second. The truth about Joe Biden's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad presidency. There it is.
There it is. Nailed it. Joe, thanks for the time today. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Annie. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. Great talking to Joe Concha, as usual. Fox News contributor and political columnist at The Hill, at Joe Concha TV. Go tell him hi on Twitter and tell him thanks for coming on the Annie Frey Show, if you don't mind. Love having him here, and he makes time for us. And he's easy.
Yeah, and it's awesome, too, because he's a Cubs fan, and we're big Cardinals fans, and we set that aside.
I didn't even bring that up.
I know.
That was a rough game last night.
It's probably the best that we didn't.
Yes. It's a game. Yesterday was a split.
Yeah, it was a doubleheader.
Unless you add up all the runs. But that's not how it works.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Wiggins America, when we come back, we are going to talk about his analysis of unaccompanied minors and migrants and New York City and those things together in Wiggins America. How would he handle it? I don't know. We got to stick around and find out. You need to go vote on the YouTube live chat poll. How will President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan impact the midterms? Is it going to help Democrats or hurt them? Go vote. We'll be back in a minute.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. The Mark Reardon Show.
John Hancock, the governor of Missouri, has announced there's going to be a special session of the state legislature. He's doing this for tax cut purposes, isn't he?
Yeah, so this would reduce the state income tax for everybody.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Updating your home with James Hardie Siding has never been more popular. With all of the options available, you need a partner to maximize your investment. The rising prices on vinyl siding has made Hardie Siding a great alternative. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie Shake, board and batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation today.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you've bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call Attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
So excited to talk to you about Midwest Wingfest. I'm going to be there in a VIP tent, and I want you to join me. Let me tell you a little bit about Midwest Wingfest. Friday, September 2nd from 5 p.m. to midnight, and Saturday, September 3rd from noon to midnight. This is an epic food and music festival, and it benefits an even more epic cause. Gold Star families, folks. When I was talking to Doug, who's going to be on the show with us a little bit later to tell us all about Midwest Wingfest, and hearing how this is such a labor of love, all of the volunteers who are participating in Midwest Wingfest, nobody's making any money. This is all to raise money to help Gold Star families. So yes, that is a great cause. Yes, it's an amazing event and festival. And yes, we are going to have an opportunity to hang out. And I really, really, really want to meet as many of you as I can in the VIP tent at Midwest Wingfest. You can upgrade your tickets. Entry for everybody is $5 for patrons, 12 and over. Other kids under that are free. You can get the VIP experience by going to MidwestWingfest.com/events, MidwestWingfest.com/events, and join me in the VIP tent. When you pay for that ticket, you are going to get your drinks free, the food underneath the tent, all of it is full. You're going to have a great opportunity to see the music and everything. We're going to talk more about this later at 2:00 in the show, so stick around for more details, but you can go to MidwestWingfest.com.
Hi guys, it's Andrew. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, today, Wednesday, August 24th, we're running an unprecedented one-day special you won't want to miss out on. Pineview Medical Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy. This is a technology clinically shown to repair blood vessels and improve blood flow. Even Cambridge has studied our technology. If you're ready to transform your love life, grab your phone. Today is your day. Call us now and you'll qualify for the assessment and ultrasound totally free. Also, a gift that can produce powerful results in the bedroom in minutes. You're going to love that, guys. And today only, we're offering 6 tune-up treatments to our patients free. This is our most lucrative offer ever, worth $1,200, but call today, Wednesday, and qualify totally free. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pineview Medical Clinic now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Find the car you want, new or used. Get it at Clement, get pre-approved. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. ClementAutoGroup.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Get in your comfort zone with a new HVAC system and see if you qualify for 0% financing and $100 to $900 in utility rebates. For details and a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Back in the car and back on the road. We're with you. Dependable traffic with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls go by dressed in their summer clothes.
This is a real burden on New Yorkers as we're trying to do the right thing. There's just a whole host of things that this is going to produce, and that's why we need help.
So there is some sound here from Wiggins America. Ryan is in studio right now. And is that Mayor Adams? Is that right?
That is. That's Eric Adams.
Wiggins!
Wiggins!
Yeah, he's feeling the hurt already from this whole thing with Greg Abbott busing illegal immigrants to New York City and Washington, D.C., but Eric Adams has been the most outspoken about it. Just a couple of quick facts about this to set the table. In about 2.5, 3 weeks now of busing migrants from the Texas border to New York City, there have only been about 4,000 to 5,000 migrants that have been bused there. Now, also, all these comments that you're hearing from Eric Adams going, this is a humanitarian crisis, we need more money, this is a huge problem, and then blasting Greg Abbott for it, 4,000 to 5,000 illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
That is how many cross the border in Texas every day.
I know. Those towns like Eagle Pass are sitting there going, uh-huh.
Yeah. So I guess bigger picture, do you guys think that this strategy, which is apparently going to be ongoing because the problem is ongoing, is one that is effective? And if so, How? Is it accomplishing its goals?
I'm going to say yes if the goal is to shine light on the burden that having these illegal immigrants coming into your towns is causing. Now you've got the mayor of the most high-profile, largest U.S. city going, we can't handle 5,000 immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Eagle Pass and these other little border towns in Texas are going, we get that daily. So if you can't do it, we can't do it. And there's a gigantic national spotlight on it now.
Bigger question then for the room. Have we gotten to the point where these numbers, much like when we talk about spending money, we're talking about, we're spending $300 billion today or whatever it is, sending $40 billion to Ukraine. These numbers, you go, oh, okay, $40 billion. That sounds like a lot of money. What about 400 billion? I don't even know. Why not send that? Because the numbers almost seem fake. Are we there with immigration? We've been talking about this for 2 years. The numbers are so big. How do you even in your head put context on the fact that these are people crossing the border?
In December, when I'm just talking generically, generic December, when it's December, let's say it's like December, maybe either 23rd or maybe 27th, December 27th. And you've been eating all month.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of control.
Okay.
And you're like, I need to go on a diet. I'm not talking about you specifically.
No, of course you're not. Just wait.
One is thinking, I'm going to need to go on a diet here. But you're like, New Year's is right around the corner.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going on a diet now. I can't go on a diet now. I'm going to be partying on New Year's Eve. January 2nd, it's on. We're at about, I don't know if we're December 27th yet, but we know that the diet is not happening now. You know that it's going to get worse.
I see where you're going.
Before it gets better.
Yeah.
But you know that if you don't get your act together on January 2nd, you're going to have heart disease.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
It's going to increase in its badness, and you're going to have a real concern ahead of you. And you know that every day that you don't get your act together, it's harder to get your act together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a good analogy. Not that this busing thing is necessarily making a dent in those numbers, because it's not. It's just not. But it is, like you said, Brad, drawing attention to it, because the people that are in charge, not that Mayor Eric Adams is in charge of the border,
right?
But that's why he's also sending people to Washington, D.C., because they are in charge of the federal border.
Muriel Bowser, the mayor of D.C., has requested the National Guard and federal assistance to help.
Hilarious.
It's so great.
The numbers that they're dealing with there are so, I just said it, they're so minor in comparison that's why I wanted to focus on this issue, because it has been in the news, the Eric Adams stuff specifically, because he said some quotes that make you go, oh, you're paying attention now? And we're all paying attention now? That it seems like, it's like you said, Annie, something has to be done. You don't get the sense that anything's going to be done between now and maybe January 2nd, not to use that date.
Now you see what I did there.
Yes, I do.
I wonder, though, does the patient know right now that there's a problem?
Well, this may be the wake-up. Yeah.
Is there an intervention going to be needed?
This looks like the intervention. I don't know that it will be the full wake-up, but it looks like they're saying, oh, this actually is an issue. And speaking to that bigger picture thing, because we've talked about this now for a year and a half. I remember Jim Carafano coming on in, I think, March of 2021 and saying, hey guys, get ready. This is a big problem, before anybody was really focused on it. And it hasn't, not only has it not gotten better, it's gotten worse. We don't even know where to start, because nobody's dealing with it. Nobody will focus on it. So just for a second, I said, I'm going to look at the kids in cages issue, right? Just for comparison to when that was a big issue, which was 2017, 2018, middle of Donald Trump's term. The kids in cages issue, and the best data I could find was from January, February of 2020. So that's right before everything went crazy, so that nothing COVID-wise would have affected this. About 3,500 unaccompanied children, according to Customs and Border Security, would be encountered per month at the border or throughout the country, but mostly at the border. 3,500 was at that point, January, February 2020. The month after Joe Biden took office, it jumps to $9,600 per month immediately.
Yeah.
So it is about messaging. First of all, he made it clear that he wasn't going to do anything. Now, as of July 2022, 15,000 unaccompanied children are encountered every single month.
Children.
These are just children. And that's why I wanted to boil it down to kids, because when these numbers get so big, we're talking about 2 million people just so far this year, which is looking on track to double what it was last year, which was around 2 million. So we're at 2 million now, not even halfway, or a little halfway through the year. When you boil it down to just like kids, think about your kids. These people sacrificing their own kids, or kids being unaccompanied at all, going across the border. We have no idea what's happening to them. It's beyond kids in cages. It's beyond the sort of little housing that they had at the border now. They're releasing kids. This administration is releasing up to, maybe more than, 15,000 kids with no parents, no guardians into the country every single month.
It's hard to look at what this administration is doing and find an issue or a topic where they're not doing the absolute worst thing they can do.
And what's sad is it looks like it's on purpose.
It doesn't make sense for it to be. I mean, you couldn't be this bad this consistently.
Yeah.
You'd get it. I mean, a broken
left
clock's,
to chance.
Yeah,
right.
If a broken clock's right twice a day. It seems to me like if you were trying to give it your best shot and you were just incompetent, you'd stumble into some positivity every once in a while. It's not just bad. It's innovatively bad.
Yeah. Wow, this is bad. Let's step on the gas. Let's see how bad we can make it and how fast, because in some of these cases, we're going to lose the midterms. We think we'll probably lose the House. Let's get it all done now, like the student debt stuff. But some of these things, I don't know what a Republican House is even going to be able to do, but it's so incompetent that it's
they got to call it out. I think that the thing that the new Congress, which people are saying right now, that the Republicans may not take the House. This is a total, in my opinion, folks. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it's going to be a red tsunami. Don't fall for it. Republicans aren't going to take it. It's going to be in the between somewhere. But people are suggesting right now that maybe the Democrats are going to do much better. Listen, folks, the Republicans have it in their corner. They need to not blow it before the midterms. And we're going to keep covering that right here on the Annie Frey Show. Tom DeVore is going to be with us when we come back. Don't go away.
Surprise! Surprise! You know, surprise parties, they can be fun, right? Well, financial surprises, not so much, especially when you're retired, like finding out you owe more in taxes than you thought you would, or having to go back to work to make ends meet. Maybe you think you'll be okay, but why not double check just to be sure? Call Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions and schedule a retirement double check. Marvin and his team have been helping families plan for retirement for more than 15 years. Call 314-373-1598 to schedule your retirement double check with Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions. That's 314-373-1598. Don't let a financial surprise derail your retirement dreams. Give Marvin and the team a call, 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and in Illinois.
Summertime is no time to run out of energy, guys, and Victory Men's Health can help. Mark Cox here. Book your appointment today at any of their 3 locations. They're now in Winghaven in O'Fallon, Missouri. They're in Town and Country in the original location in O'Fallon, Illinois. Victory Men's Health has 400 plus 5-star Google reviews. There isn't another men's clinic in town that comes close to that kind of rating. Book your appointment today online at victorymenshealth.com.
Replacing your windows should be stress-free and add value to your home. Infinity from Marvin Windows are your best choice. Made with Ultrex fiberglass, 8 times stronger than vinyl, low maintenance and available in many colors. And we leave your home spotless. Schedule your free design consultation by calling Lakeside Renovation and Design at 636-978-5000 or online at lakesidерenovationanddesign.com.
If you own a house in St. Louis and you want to sell it as is without any inspections or need to make any repairs, call Chris Buys Homes St. Louis at 314-782-8000 or at chrisbuysHomesstlouis.com and get your cash offer without any obligation, commissions, banks, or headaches. Chris buys vacant houses, inherited houses, fixer-uppers, beautiful houses, even the tenant won't pay their rent apartment. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis. That's Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis. And check out the best reviews from satisfied customers. When you sell to Chris, you decide when you want to move, according to your schedule and your terms. Go to chrisbuyshomesinstlouis.com. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis or call 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And get the offer you have been waiting for. Chris Buys Homes in St. Chris Buys Homes in St. or call 314-782-8000.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Breathing room. Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's how President Biden describes his student debt relief plan, tweeting out the initial details ahead of a formal announcement set for later this hour.
So this plan, lobbing off $10,000 for folks making less than $125,000 a year, $20,000 if you got a Pell Grant, is getting some bipartisan reaction. Some Democrats are even saying it could blow back on them in the midterms. Of course, Republicans have been raising the alarm about it. And nonpartisan groups say that this plan is so costly, it could end up undoing any deficit reduction that came as a part of the Inflation Reduction Act.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. President Biden says it will help working and middle-class families. Republican Party Chair Ronna McDaniel calls it a bailout for the wealthy that unfairly punishes other taxpayers. The plan also again extends a pandemic pause on loan payments through the end of this year, calling it the final time. First Lady Jill Biden has a rebound case of COVID. Her communications chief says she tested positive today after testing negative yesterday. She'll remain in Delaware, where she has started isolation procedures again. The president, who just flew back to the White House from Delaware earlier today, has tested negative, but the White House says he will now mask for 10 days. Even as the Biden administration tries to revive a nuclear deal with Iran, the U.S. military launches airstrikes on Iran-backed militia targets in Syria.
U.S. Central Command says the strikes ordered by President Joe Biden were necessary to protect and defend U.S. personnel and were in response to an attack on August 15th targeting American forces.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz, a U.S. official, tells Fox News 9 targets were hit in the airstrikes using 8 manned fighter jets in eastern Syria. America is listening to Fox News.
What you've heard about probiotics is probably wrong. I eat yogurt, so I don't need to take a probiotic.
Probiotics? They don't really work.
It's time to learn the truth about probiotics and join the Align Healthy Gut Team Up. Align has probiotics to naturally help relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Try Align probiotics for a month and see how great a healthy gut can feel. Get $2 off your first month of Align at alignprobiotics.com.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Partly to mostly sunny skies with us on this Wednesday afternoon. Nice humidity levels. Temperatures should top out pretty close to 87. Tonight, clear skies. A slow drop out of the 80s for any evening plans. 65 for the low. Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Now, a front's trying to work in from the north. Maybe a spot thunder shower late in the day on Thursday. It's going to be hard to find. 88 Thursday afternoon. This is 97.1 FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Now we found out this week that in Virginia, the Department of Education wants to remove Washington as the father of our country, Madison as the father of the Constitution. Winsome Sears says,
we do have a new sheriff in town, and his name is Glenn Youngkin, and we have a team
but we're not going to let people destroy what we're doing here in America, because that's what ultimately they're hoping for.
Keep it here.
Well, this new administration is not having it.
97.1 FM Talk.
When I talk to you about the Diamond Shop and their history, they're a legacy jeweler in St. Louis, in Clayton, since 1910. When I talk to you about the Diamond Shop, I want you to make sure that you understand first and foremost that quality is a premium there. They are so good at what they do, but they also, it's like working with your neighbors. It's working with the neighborhood jeweler. They understand that personal connection that you need to make when you're making this kind of a purchase. Jewelry purchases can maybe feel like they're going to be super expensive, but there are also a lot of things. If you're looking for a nice piece, maybe for $100 or so, they can help put you in contact there with something beautiful that suits your needs, especially right now. If you go in through the end of August, up to 70% off in-stock jewelry. This is an amazing event that you can participate in. They have special financing available, 6 months, same as cash. So if you're thinking about Christmas shopping right around the corner, now would be a great time to visit the Diamond Shop. Become a VIP online, free to sign up, get special discounts on merchandise at thediamondshop.net.
Transform your home into the most beautiful home in the neighborhood with Banner Construction, St. Louis's preferred James Hardy and Pella expert. Right now, the safest place to invest is in your home. Add curb appeal and value with a fresh new look you'll be proud to own. Check Banner out on the website, bannerconstruction.com, or call 314-569-1050 for a free in-home design consultation. And have a banner day. Again, the website, bannerconstruction.com, or just call 569-1050.
Hi, guys. It's Andrew. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, today, Wednesday, August 24th, we're running an unprecedented one-day special you won't want to miss out on. Pineview Medical Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy. This is a technology clinically shown to repair blood vessels and improve blood flow. Even Cambridge has studied our technology. If you're ready to transform your love life, grab your phone. Today is your day. Call us now and you'll qualify for the assessment and ultrasound totally free. Also, a gift that can produce powerful results in the bedroom in minutes. You're going to love that, guys. And today only, we're offering 6 tune-up treatments to our patients free. This is our most lucrative offer ever, worth $1,200. But call today, Wednesday, and qualify totally free. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pineview Medical Clinic now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
We are all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. Improve your gas mileage by properly inflating tires and taking your car in for a tune-up. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
The features you always dreamed of are here. We're talking about rewinding the radio. Listen on the Odyssey app and rewind whenever you'd like, or catch up on entire shows within 24 hours of air.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
You need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Great to have you with us this afternoon. In the first hour of the show, we spoke with Joe Concha, Fox News, and we also talked a little bit about the YouTube live chat poll, which I want you to go vote in right now. If you got a moment, the Annie Frey YouTube channel, go to the live chat and cast your vote. How will President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan impact the midterms? Is it going to help Democrats? Or is it going to hurt Democrats? I think there's a lot of chatter out there right now about the midterms coming. We've been hearing about red wave, red wave, red wave. And lately we keep hearing people in the mainstream media, for the most part, saying, it's the quality of candidates that the Republican Party has that's going to diminish their red wave. What do they mean by that? Generally speaking, that's something that they use to tie those candidates to Trump. It's so consistent. It feels a bit calculated. Well, what about those candidates? What about those blue states where Republicans are hoping to have some success? One of those candidates is Thomas DeVore. He is the GOP candidate for Illinois State Attorney General. Tom, welcome to the Annie Frey Show. Thanks for being on here with us today.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
You bet. I was watching the Cardinals game last night, and there's a man in a red shirt right behind home plate. And I said to my husband, is that Tom DeVore? And it absolutely was. You got to watch quite a Cardinals game last night at Wrigley Field.
It was an excellent game, and the more excited I got, the more the interesting looks I got from all of them sitting around me. It was kind of fun sitting there with a red shirt with all the Cubby fans.
Well, you're sitting there in the belly of the Chicago Cubs beast, also around a bunch of Chicagoans, people who, put baseball aside, these are people who live in the same state that we do down here in southwestern Illinois. And I would think that there are a lot of things that those Cubs fans up north have in common with the Cardinals fans down south, which is rising inflation, a state government that doesn't seem to look out for the average Illinois citizen. And it's a very blue state. Do you have actual hope that maybe Illinois is going to try something new this midterm?
I do have that, because you're exactly right. Sitting in the city of Chicago and being there a lot, and I'm actually there right now, they are not enamored with the way that the state officials, the governor, attorney general, and even if you get locally there, Mayor Lightfoot and State's Attorney Kim Foxx, nobody there has anything good to say about those folks, because, just when we were at that game last night, there was a stabbing right on Michigan Avenue.
Oh my gosh.
Right where all of the stores are at on the Magnificent Mile. This wasn't 3:00 in the morning, Annie. This was 7:45 at night. There was a stabbing right there on the main part of the road. And you know what? People are scared, and government's not doing anything about it.
Well, let me ask you that. Is the potential future attorney general of the state of Illinois, crime in Chicago is certainly rampant, but we've seen Governor Pritzker and his administration really go soft on crime, soft on criminals. What is your position as an attorney general if you were to win that election? What kind of things can you do to curb the way we're headed?
Prosecute criminals that Kim Foxx won't prosecute is one thing that we can do. Governor Pritzker, he's just a pandering billionaire who doesn't feel the impact of some of these progressive liberal ideals that he tries to put out there. He's kind of like George Soros. They're cut from the same cloth. They put all of these progressive liberal policies in place, try to make themselves feel good, and pander to the liberals who also aren't impacted by these policies. And so the attorney general that we have now, Kwame Raoul, he's just a lapdog to Governor Pritzker. He's never going to do anything that the governor doesn't want him to do. We need a new attorney general that will actually keep these things in check and actually help keep people safe.
I completely agree. Just even the message that there is going to be law and order in the state of Illinois. I mean, I always say the way Illinois goes, that the federal government, the people who are in charge of the federal government right now, would like to implement many of the things that Illinois has already mastered. And I like to remind people, this is, you kind of get used to the Illinois way. We're speaking with Tom DeVore right now, who's running for the Illinois Attorney General position. It doesn't have to be this way in the state of Illinois, does it?
It doesn't have to be that way, and I don't think it's going to be that way much longer, because what happened is with, the Democratic Party, sadly, has been absolutely consumed by the progressive liberals. And even though Illinois, we have a lot of Democrats, most of the Democrats, they think like normal people and that they want to be safe. They want to have opportunity. They want their children to have opportunities. And the last 2 years, especially during the COVID pandemic, the liberals have lost their ever-loving minds and have done things that the Democrats don't like anymore. So I think we're going to see a significant influx in the minority communities as well, not voting for the Democrats because the policies that have been implemented have absolutely destroyed their communities, made them less safe. Public corruption is absolutely out of control in Illinois. and the establishment Democrats are doing nothing about it.
We have Tom DeVore on with us here on the Annie Frey Show right now. Go to tomdevore.com, or better yet, connect with Tom DeVore on Facebook to get a lot of his updates on how the campaign is going and where the state of Illinois is headed. As you're running for Attorney General, you're campaigning across the state. Of course, people can tune in to whatever media choices they have, and there's always kind of a presentation of the way the state of Illinois will go politically, and it's kind of predictable. But you're on the ground, you're talking to people, and you're going places, and you're listening to folks. What do you hear on the ground regarding the race that you're in, or races of other Republicans that are statewide offices that are headed towards this midterm? Are people motivated for change?
They're motivated. When you say motivated for change, they're motivated for primarily right now safety. Crime is the biggest conversation piece across the state of Illinois by far. And, this new Safety Act that they push through at wee hours in the morning that goes into effect on January 1st. We've got a lot of the Democrat leaders even talking about this no cash bail and what it's going to do and how it's going to start emboldening criminals statewide, kind of like they're emboldened right now. I mean, what we're seeing in the city of Chicago and in Cook County is what's going to start happening statewide if we don't get this under control. And so I've been in a lot of the minority communities on the south and west side, and they have nothing good to say about Pritzker. They have nothing good to say about Kim Fox and Mayor Lightfoot. They are absolutely livid with what's happened to their children the last 2 years and forcing them to stay at home and to wear these masks. And, if Illinois is ever in the position right now to say we're not going to deal with the progressive liberal ideas that you're trying to cram down our throat from Washington, because that's where they're coming from, Annie. All these ideas that Pritzker's putting in place, he's not that smart. These are not his ideas. These are progressive liberal ideals from Washington, D.C., and Pritzker is pandering to them because he thinks he can be president. That's what's going on in our state. Gross. I hate it. Tom DeVore with us right now, GOP candidate for Illinois Attorney General. You mentioned Pritzker, Lightfoot, Fox, and Kwame Raoul's current Attorney General. You can sum up for this in ways that us non-legal eagles don't understand when it just comes to access to authority, to power. What these individuals that have been running the state of Illinois for the last 3.5 years, the access to power and authority and executive order that they've implemented has been jaw-dropping. What have these individuals who are in charge across the board on a statewide level been able to implement that could quickly be rid of so that Illinoisans would be able to enjoy that same freedom that their red state counterparts do? Well, on day one as the Attorney General, if there's any executive orders that are left that Governor Pritzker has in place and his disaster proclamations where he's doing these things, my office will communicate to whoever the governor is of the state of Illinois that you don't have an attorney anymore defending these unlawful acts. You've actually got an enemy, and the Attorney General is going to switch sides immediately, and you better rescind these executive orders, or otherwise, if Governor Pritzker thinks he's going to continue that stuff, he may be looking at an official misconduct action himself, because he doesn't have the authority to do those things, and my office will make sure it's crystal clear that he needs to let all that go and let it go on day one. We're speaking with Tom DeVore, and I'd encourage you to check out Tom DeVore's Facebook page. He has a lot of updates there as he is pursuing the Attorney General seat in the state of Illinois. I want to ask you about Chicago. We talk a lot about downstate. You are very familiar, obviously, with downstate Illinois. The question is going to be Chicago. All the statewide races, you don't have to win Cook County, but you have to compete in Cook County. I think the rest of the state has an appetite for something different. How is Chicago? You talked about people being frustrated with these individuals, but what kind of turnout do you actually expect from a very, very blue county that drives the entire state to be a very deep blue state? What kind of turnout do you expect come November with the people up in the northeast corner? I think you're that part of the Democratic Party that would vote for, doesn't matter who it is, Democrat. They're going to vote for Pritzker. They don't care what kind of tyrant he is. They don't really have a reason to come out. They're not very enamored with him. And so we don't believe that their vote out will be high. But the moderate and I call them normal thinking. It's a colloquial term. Democrats who are not enamored with this, I think they're going to turn out a lot. They didn't turn out a lot in the primary because they didn't have anything to vote for, but they're going to turn out. I mean, the governor's office and Mayor Lightfoot and Kim Foxx have done everything they can to alienate the Democratic base. I mean, the main Democratic Party, not the liberal fringe lefties. You know, the unions, the public union, we got endorsed by the state FOP lodge, for firefighters, police officers, correction officers. You know, that was a big part of the Democratic base 4 years ago, and they've completely lost that base because of things like the Safety Act and trying to cram vaccination down these men and women's throats. And so they're going to turn out in strong numbers, and they're not going to turn out for the Democrats. I mean, when I was in the Bud Billiken parade a couple of weeks ago, and when they saw our material and what we had, they do not like Kim Foxx. They cannot stand Kim Foxx. And that's why Kim Foxx likely wasn't at that parade. And that's why I'm hearing she may not even run again, because she has alienated the black community with what she's been doing. And Pritzker was not received with a very warm welcome either. So, I mean, the governor did everything he could to get rid of the Democratic chairperson who was a black woman, and he did all his maneuvering, and she's no longer in that position, and that didn't go over well in the black community.
Last question. I only got about a minute left here. Speaking with Tom DeVore, we talked about Cook County and what needs to happen there. What do you need from Southern Illinois, however anybody defines that, the grassroots movement that has really pushed a lot of these people who won the primary to win the primary? What do you need from Southern Illinois in order to be successful?
It's real simple. They need to get out and vote in droves. They need to overperform in the voting this election cycle, right? This is a non-presidential cycle. So, the turnout is typically not as strong. We need it to be strong. We need everybody from Cairo all the way as far north as you want to run that you call Southern Illinois. They need to get out and vote, and they need to vote in large numbers, because that's going to help carry the statewide vote.
Tom DeVore, I think a lot of people are very hopeful for you and your candidacy, as well as a lot of the other people who are slated to compete in November. And we look forward to talking to you again as we get closer.
Thank you very much, man. Have a good day.
Yes, you as well. GOP candidate for Illinois Attorney General Tom DeVore with us there. Go follow him on Facebook. You can go to tomdevore.com as well. Quick break. When we come back, we're going to tap dance around President Biden, who's going to announce his $300 billion student loan bailout. It's supposed to hit at 1:30. We're going to have our friend Doug to come in and talk about Wingfest. We're going to get him in here soon, and maybe we'll just ask him to come tap dance around it with us. Can we do that? Can we make that happen?
I think so.
We can make that happen. I'd rather talk about Wingfest anyway.
Oh, chicken wings is more exciting.
Chicken wings. Absolutely. So stick around here. I'm going to be in a VIP tent. This is exciting. We're doing so many events, and I need to pack this tent with people just like you. The fannies, if you will. And I did get permission to use that phrase in this. I want you. Yes, hooray. It's going to be like a fanny meet and greet. And if you don't know, now you know. That's a fanny with 2 E's, just so you're not confused by anything. We'll talk about Midwest Wingfest when we come back with Doug, and the president will be hanging around somewhere. He's always late. Today will surely be the time he's on time. Stick around. More when we come back.
I guess I could try hypnotherapy.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Without even checking your name. I tell myself.
97.1, your continuing home of free speech in St. Louis. It's free and fair. 97.1 FM Talk. Keep it locked in right here. The place for discussion. The place for ideas.
I want to talk to you about Air Comfort Service and how having this number in your phone right now when you don't need it will be very helpful in the emergency that you do. Or maybe you need HVAC services, and this is just a really handy, timely message. If you put Air Comfort Service number in your phone so that you can give them a call when the time arises, it's just the good thing to do because, listen, these are very good people. That matters a lot to me, to be able to work and partner with folks who, when I turn you over to them, they're going to take good care of you. And then you're going to tell people about Air Comfort Service. Your furnace, your air conditioner, whatever your HVAC needs might be in a case of an emergency or maybe just needing a replacement, put this number in your phone, 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. Air Comfort Service is ready and willing to serve your needs, whether it's tune-ups, maintenance, replacements, residential, commercial. They're there to help you. And you can check out all of their reviews online. If you don't want to take my word for it, many, many other folks, just like myself, customers of Air Comfort Service, will sing their praises. All the information online at aircomfortservice.com.
Why are some people afraid to enjoy their retirement? And why are some people so worried about spending money during their golden years? Maybe it's because they're afraid of running out of money. Maybe they're afraid of depleting their nest egg, either through spending too much or through investment strategies that could result in losses. Hi, my name is Ken Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. Do you have a fear of depleting your savings and running out of money too soon? Let me help put your mind at ease. I can help you create an optimal retirement income distribution strategy that helps to maximize income from your retirement savings and eliminate your fear of running out of money. Call 314-328-6000 today and schedule your complimentary retirement roadmap review with our team. That's 314-328-6000. Again, that's 314-328-6000.
Heisey Advisory Group provides insurance services. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
It will be the summer of joy in Chicago.
Instead, the trio of Pritzker, Lightfoot, and Fox have made this another summer of murder, mayhem, and chaos.
My granddaughter FaceTimed us saying, help me, Daddy's shot. And then he stood over him and they executed him. And then they shot at her.
Thanks to Governor Pritzker, the lawlessness of Chicago will soon be the law statewide. Pritzker's so-called Safety Act makes Illinois a safe haven for violent criminals. That's why 100 of Illinois' 102 county state's attorneys oppose Pritzker's mandatory release of alleged murderers, kidnappers, and arsonists. Prosecutors like Will County State's Attorney Jim Glasgow.
It's going to be literally the end of days.
And prosecutors like DuPage County State's Attorney Bob Berlin.
We are going to have violent criminals out on the street.
Stop Chicago violence from coming to your town. Vote no on J.B. Pritzker. Paid for by people who play by the rules PAC.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right, nice, soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, did you just have your house painted? Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, no, it's actually Rhino Shield.
877-25rhino.com.
I've been reading books of old, the legends and the myths, Achilles and his gold, Achilles and his gifts, Spider-Man's control, and Batman with his fists. And clearly I don't see myself upon that list. But she said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Thanks for spending some time this afternoon with us. We are monitoring the president, who is supposed to be speaking about a massive student loan handout that is coming. It's supposed to be at 1:30. Fox is saying it's moments away, which probably means about 30-minute moments away. Wouldn't you say?
I'd say 2. Let's plan on 2.
You think he's going to be on time this time?
That would make sense.
We have a guest in the studio.
Yeah, that's why he'll be on time.
Exactly
today.
why he will be on time.
Yes, Doug Shoemaker in studio with us. Doug, thank you for coming in here. We love having in studio guests and kind of getting back to the swing of things, normal things. So having you in here is great.
Well, look, this is like the one really exciting thing I get to do every year with Wingfest. So I get to come on here and pretend I'm one of you guys and get to see the faces that I hear on the radio all the time. So
yeah.
Thanks for having me. This is great.
Of course. You are one of us today, and you're here to talk about Midwest Wingfest. And I am so excited to partner with this event. It is in the Dillard's parking lot in Fairview Heights. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
So the Dillard's parking lot, I'm just throwing this out here because parking stresses me out and it's free. So
parking is free.
Parking is free. And we're going to talk a little bit about what this event entails. But I first want to talk to you, Doug, about why this event was created. Because once I tell you later about the VIP tent that I'm going to be in and how you're going to get your drinks and your food and for the whole night for $45, and I get to meet you, which is super exciting for me. I'll tell you the details about how awesome the event is. But I want you to talk to us, Doug, about why you decided to put this massive labor of love in that you make no money off of yourself. It all goes to this particular cause. Doug, what is so important about this event and why you do it?
Yeah, so a lot of years ago, I spent just a little bit of time in the Air Force Reserve, such a little bit of time that I always had a feeling that I didn't give back the way I should have. And about 13 years ago, I was part of the Chamber of Commerce in Fairview Heights, and we wanted to put something together that would put Fairview on the map for something a little bit more fun than just the mall.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to create that awareness, but we always also wanted to raise money for a really, really amazing cause, which we've been supporting combat wounded and fallen soldiers, disabled American veterans for a really long time. And that's the big cause for me. We have a really epic food and music festival, but it's for an even more epic cause. So what these guys and girls do for us, so we can have the freedom to be there eating chicken wings and having amazing beverages over a really incredible weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This is just our way to give back and do something really special with Scott Air Force Base right there.
Doug, explain. I'm from Illinois too, of course. We talk about Illinois stuff a lot, but explain when Midwest Wingfest started and then what the last couple of years have been like.
Yeah, so it was about 12 or 13 years ago when we started the event. And, we decided to do it over Labor Day weekend because we knew we needed the extra day to recover. Now, everybody who thought they were anybody...
If you did it right, you needed an extra day to recover. That's a good idea.
Yes. And anybody who thought they knew anything swore we couldn't pull it off on Labor Day because events never work on Labor Day. Frankly, that was one of the best decisions we ever made because we had no competition. So year one...
Oh, that's cool.
I think we had 10,000+ people year one. So it was really incredible. Now, it grew really, really fast. And we've had tens of thousands of people with really incredible live bands all weekend. And then came COVID. And the last 2 years, that parking lot's been way too empty. So we're back.
We're and we get to be a part of this. I think this is so great. I'm so glad, Doug, that you asked myself and the show to be able to participate in this VIP tent because, like I said, I want to get to the details about what that $45 VIP all-inclusive ticket entails. But these Gold Star families, like you meet these people, you've served yourself. And this is the second time you've told me you felt like you didn't do enough. You don't need to hear me say this, but thank you for what you've done. And if you have that feeling in your gut, I understand where that comes from because people who sign up to serve just have that feeling. And that is a special, priceless thing that this country should celebrate every opportunity it gets. So thank you for what you've done. And thank you for wanting to still give more. This event helps real people that are here in our community. This is a people showing up to eat chicken wings and drink beer and hang out and spend time together in a local place to help their local neighbors.
Yeah, correct. That's something that's always been really, really important to us, that the money that we raise, that we spend it on hyper local people, the people that help us do what we do day to day in our communities, that we're giving back to those local people. So in the last few years, there's a really incredible story that people should ask me about later about how this relationship with a group called Blue Skies Warrior Weekend started. But these are ex-Army Rangers that put on a really incredible event where they honor Purple Heart recipients who are people who are combat wounded, and Gold Star families who are families who have, made the ultimate sacrifice. They've lost a loved one in service. And it's really amazing. These guys are, they skydive. They're the world's biggest skydiving team. And they started jumping like Gold Star flags and Purple Heart flags into community arenas, football stadiums, stuff like that, to honor these young men and women. And they put this group together where we have local folks nominate a Purple Heart recipient or Gold Star family, and then Wingfest raises the money to sponsor them to go out to an event where, I'm going to tell you, the best way I have to explain it is it starts with some really uncomfortable smiles that turn into some tears, that turn into some massive tears, that turn into hugs and lifelong friendships. Because these men and women that have lost someone, a lot of times they also lose that military family they had. And their healing kind of stops at that point. So when we get these guys and girls back together at Blue Skies Warrior Weekend, they find a new family, and these hugs last a lifetime, and they just take care of each other. So that's what we're doing at Wingfest, is trying to honor these local Purple Heart recipients and Gold Star families. And every year it's hard for me when I'm asking for volunteers. It takes upwards of 200 people to put this event on for a day and a half, and a lot of the people that we're getting to raise their hand, they're the same soldiers that we're trying to honor. So when I'm going to Scott Air Force Base and I'm talking and I'm looking for volunteers, it just breaks my soul to be asking the same men and women that keep us safe every day, to be asking them to help us honor them.
So I'm asking you folks to step up so that we can get volunteers to show up. I mean, Brad, you're from that side of Illinois. Like that is your area.
O'Fallon.
And we hear people on when we meet folks, we hear a lot of people who want to get involved and do things. Like, this is a really meaningful thing that you can show up. And it also happens to be, I would assume, Doug, pretty fun.
Oh man. Yeah. This is one of the biggest parties in the region. It is an incredible time. You'll be blown away by the music, but it doesn't happen without volunteers. So
yeah. Brad, do you think you've been to Wingfest before?
Yes, I've been one time.
What can you tell us?
It's delicious.
I just remember it being delicious.
Yeah, I remember showing up wearing a white shirt and going, I don't know, I made a wise decision here.
Yeah. Well, you can show how much fun you had.
Yeah. So music, there was lots of music, good food. Like the thing that I had trouble with was I got there and there was all these booths set up, and it's like, where do I start? Because
grab your hands together and
I
spend
love
the day.
love wings. And the music was really good. And you get to sit down, have chat with people, run into some people that you didn't know were going to Wingfest, and you meet, make new friends, see old friends, hang out, just a good time.
All for a fantastic cause. So the VIP tent where we will be, I'm going to be there. And I think Brad and Ryan are going to be able to be there. We're going to see if Hannah can join us as well. I would love to meet you. And I talked to you a long time ago on this show on Saturdays. We had a little group of people on Twitter that would listen to me on Saturdays, and they named themselves the Fannies. And I was like, are you sure? That's weird. And they're like, no, we're owning it. And they do. They have this whole time. And I asked permission from the head of the Fannies. Can we make this like an official Fannies event and sell that tent out with people that are in our Fanny family? And I would love for you to be a part of that. $45, Doug, gets you, other than the opportunity to hang out with me, but really the opportunity for me to hang out with you and meet you. Doug, $45. What kind of deal? This is a steal.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Like, especially anybody that's from our side of the Mississippi Ocean that remembers a little place called Dandy Inn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy, Ryan, you're Dandy.
Oh, we used to go there all the time.
Yeah, there's some broken hearts when that place closed. And it would be wonderful for everybody to know that as part of your $45 VIP pass, it's the only way you can still get Dandy and wings, because Mark actually comes out and prepares Dandy and wings and some of those other fancy Dandy and items just for our folks in the VIP area. So it's pretty special.
So you get the chicken wings that are the Dandy and chicken wings there, a drink.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of beverages that you can have there as well, of the adult or, well, any kind of beverage, really.
A great view of the stage. From what I understand, a separate area to use the bathroom that's not a part of the big festival layout. So it's just a really neat little way to enjoy this event. But again, I can't stress this enough. $45 for all you can eat chicken wings and drink. And Ryan, I mean, you're a frugal guy. That's a steal. I mean, especially if the first day, Friday, is from what are the times?
5 till midnight on Friday and from noon till midnight on Saturday. So the other great thing is, though, like, if you have nothing going on that weekend but a massive passion and desire to support disabled veterans while having incredible food and beverages, you can buy a 2-day pass for $75. So you can get Friday and Saturday for $75. That's pretty crazy.
It's nice of Annie to say, you're a frugal guy.
I didn't call you cheap.
She's being nice because you're in the room. Normally she'd say, but you're a cheapo, right?
You're
and I'd say, yeah, I am. I would agree with that. So when I hear, $45 for all you can eat, I'm going to eat more than you think I can. And I'm going to challenge you on that. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I guess we'll all be there. So we'll actually watch how many I can stack up on my plate because I'm going to do it.
So what you're saying is you're going to try to get the
Yeah.
charity that's raising money for a really good cause to lose money. That's what you're saying?
That's
I will donate my share of wings to Ryan. But this is what I would really love to see happen. Now, we had the Tyrus event that is this Friday. It went on sale and it was sold out 48 hours later. So I really want to encourage you, if you want to come hang out with us. And again, I cannot stress enough that while this is an amazing, awesome event, you are helping the very best of causes by signing up and buying these tickets. I want to sell this out so fast so that Doug has a big problem on his hands.
That would be wonderful. And you know, guys, another really amazing thing you can do to help us. So my company, Homestead Financial Mortgage, will be on site with a massive TV, a GoPro. They've got, I think, an iPad maybe. And you can literally scan a QR code there for a chance to win one of those things. And on the other side, since you're so excited about these amazing gifts they have for you, if you'd like to make a donation, you can do the same thing with a QR code on the other side. So let's not forget, this is an epic food music festival, but it's really the epic cause that we're focused on. So let's not forget why we're really doing this. So any dollar we can raise, we sure do appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to keep talking about this. I'm going to be there from 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday night. Brad and Ryan and Hannah has confirmed that she's going to want to go too. So if you would like to hang out with us, please, please, please run and get your tickets, get friends together and bring them so that we just pack this tent full of people supporting this amazing cause and having a great night, starting our Labor Day weekend together. It's going to be so much fun.
That is awesome. I can't wait to see you all there.
Okay, Doug, thank you for coming in. We're going to take a quick break. We are watching to see President Biden walk out at the White House and talk about the student loan forgiveness and repayment postponement that he's put together. As soon as that happens, we're bringing you straight to it. And you need to go right now in the break to MidwestWingfest.com and get your tickets reserved. Don't wait. Last time you folks waited, some of you didn't get the tickets and I didn't have any to give to you. I didn't even have a ticket for my husband. So go get those tickets right now. MidwestWingfest.com. President Biden, when we come back, don't go away.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Superman unrolls the suit before he lived. But I'm not the kind of person that it fits.
The Mark Reardon Show.
John Hancock, the governor of Missouri, has announced there's going to be a special session of the state legislature. He's doing this for tax cut purposes, isn't he?
Yeah, so this would reduce the state income tax for everybody.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Lakeside Renovation and Design.com. I want you to check out their website so that you can get a little inspiration for your renovation project at your house. Let's talk about the James Hardy siding that you can get when you work with Lakeside Renovation and Design, and why it's so important to make sure you go with the people who are, stamped with approval by James Hardy Siding to install this investment on your home. The transformation that you can make to your home with color, with design, and with the highest quality products like James Hardy Siding. Lakeside Renovation and Design is the best place to go to get that done. You're going to be able to trust them. They're going to show up on time to the job site. They are going to clean up their mess when they're done each day, and they're going to get that project done in a timely manner. If you need to have extra confidence in what I'm telling you, that Lakeside Renovation and Design is your destination for the best in the business, Google it. Check out their reviews online. You will quickly see how many people have been so incredibly satisfied with them that they've gone back again and again for projects down the line. You can call them at 63. Let's see. You can go online and you can find out all the information, including their financing options for you. You can also make sure that you can look at, like I said, their inspiration, and you can call them at 636-978-5000. Find them online at lakesidrenovationanddesign.com.
I'm Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group. I'm proud to say we are a family business. Through innovative financial tools, my nephew Bob and I are committed to making sure your retirement nest egg is kept safe from market declines. As a matter of fact, we have never lost a dime of our clients' money, and we won't lose any of yours either.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw, and the secret is in linking safely to the market without putting your principal at risk. As we look ahead at the likelihood of increasing volatility in the market, it's important that you protect your nest egg from market losses, as that's the engine that drives your retirement income.
Our family would like to help your family retire comfortably and keep your retirement safe and secure. Call us now for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of my second edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 36 years. Call us now, 314-993-9494. Or online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Hi, this is Jessica Munganess. Stop by Dave Munganess St. Louis Honda to reserve your new 2022 Honda and never pay a cent over sticker. We also have a great selection of Honda True Used vehicles available on South Lindbergh that come with a comprehensive warranty and even have a 3-day exchange policy if you're not completely satisfied. It's the very best way to buy a pre-owned vehicle. So isn't it time you see the Munganess difference at Dave Munganess St. Louis Honda and our pre-owned centers. DaveMunganess.com since 1965.
The Wall Street Journal reported that home equity is at record levels. And while home values continue to soar, rising interest rates make it harder than ever to unlock equity. But what if you could cash out your home's equity right now while it's still sky high and not have to move? You can with Truehold.com. Truehold will buy your home for full cash value. Best of all, you get to bank all the cash now and continue living in your home. And Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance too. Let's review. Truehold pays your home's full value in cash fast. Use your cash to do everything you've dreamed of, like travel or pay off debt. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com for the smarter, faster way to cash out your home's full value without having to move. 1-855-300-9993. 1-855-300-9993 or go to Truehold.com.
Join us September 10th at Creve Coeur Lake Memorial Park and walk with one unified purpose: to end lupus. Join Walk to End Lupus Now St. Louis and feel the power of the movement. We are united. Together, powerful. Join us and register today at lupus.org/heartland.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for their honor flight today at gslhonorflight.org, and for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
If it's bumper to bumper or smooth sailing, Sue Thomas has you covered with dependable traffic. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. You're listening to the Annie Frey Show.
Stop making fun of my Fleetwood Mac knowledge.
I'm not making fun of anything. It was Brad this time.
Brad is.
Yeah.
But it was off the air.
You concurred.
I agreed.
That makes it even more personal.
Oh.
That means it was just for the actual room, just to attack me. You gonna ope?
Yeah,
You're gonna open the middle.
Oh, I did. I just
me.
Midwest oped.
I know, but there's this thing that I do, the radio, where it happens, and then we work our way into Joe Biden speaking, and it sounds really professional instead of just putting your hand up in the air and saying "ope."
You know what? You know what also works though is putting your hand up in the air and saying "ope," because then everybody knows. You know what? There's something else is happening right now, and in fact, something else is happening.
Well, President Biden, we've been waiting for him. He was scheduled to speak at 1:30 and was a little bit delayed, as you are used to having. So we are going to listen into now as he's walking to the podium at the White House to talk about the news today of the student loan forgiveness that he is, I guess, is an executive order going to be putting in front of the American people. He is announcing a massive student loan handout. It's going to cost taxpayers billions of dollars. And he's speaking right now from the White House.
Well, good afternoon. When America made 12 years of public education universal in the last century, we became, not figuratively, literally the best educated public in the world. and better prepared than any other nation. And I would argue that it's one of the reasons why we were so successful and have been so successful. But as you've all observed, other nations have caught up. In the 21st century, in my view, I think the vast majority of the Americans, 12 years of universal education is not enough. And that we're going to be outcompeted by the rest of the world if we don't take action. But here's the deal. The cost of education beyond high school has gone up significantly. The total cost to attend a public four-year university has tripled, nearly tripled in 40 years. Tripled. Instead of properly funding public colleges, many states have cut back their support. We're just talking about that in the Oval. Many states have cut back support for their state universities, leaving students to pick up more of the tab. In 50 years, for 50 years, Pell Grants had been a key way for the federal government to help lower income families, particularly those earning less than $60,000 a year, to send their kids to college. Those Pell Grants used to cover 80% of the cost of going to a public four-year college. Today, Pell Grants cover 30%, roughly 32%. That's 1/3 of the cost as opposed to before. It matters. I remember walking up, now my dad, like probably a lot of your folks, cared a lot about your education. My dad's greatest regret was that he never got to go to college. And my dad was a very well-read man, particularly history, and but it was a great regret. And he always say, Joey, you're going to be a college man. And I'd say, Dad, but what does that matter? I mean, you can still get fired if you're a college man. He said, yeah, but they can never take it away from you. They can never take your education away. And I remember my senior year, I got into one of the little Ivies, and I got into a number of schools, and we're trying to get the money, even with financial assistance, to be able to go there. We had 4 kids, all of us wanting to go to school. And I remember going down after a baseball game. I went to a really good school up in Claymont, Delaware, on the Pennsylvania border, and drove down to Newark, Delaware. My dad worked at an automobile agency. And I walked in, and I had my spikes, and because the reason I was going down, when your dad works at an automobile agency, the great advantage, you get a new car to go to the prom, or a good used car off the lot. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. And so I went down in my 51 Plymouth with beach towels for seat covers. And I had my uniform on, my spikes off. I ran in, and the woman's name was Mary, who ran the place. I said, Mary, where's Dad? She said, he's out in the lane going into the repair shop. Give him my word, true story. And my dad was a well-dressed, refined fella. And I walked out, and my dad was pacing back and forth between the big garage door going into the repair shop and the door going out of the showroom. And he looked up, he said, oh, Joey, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I thought, God, something happened. This is before cell phones. So something happened to one of my brothers or my sister or my mom or something. I said, what's the matter, Dad? He said, I went to see, the guy's name was Charlie Delcher, who was a vice president of the Farmers Bank, which was a state-owned bank that did a lot of the financing of people wanting to purchase a car. He said, I went to Charlie and asked to borrow the money. He said, he won't lend it to me. He said, I'm so ashamed. I'm so damn ashamed. You know, my dad would, my dad was like millions of parents all across the country. Want to help the kids to get to school, but there was just no way to be able to do it. And because he believed, as I do, that education was a ticket to a better life. It's something Jill and I, Kamala and Doug, we understand deeply. I'm sure the vast majority of you do as well. But over time, that ticket has become too expensive for too many Americans. All this means is an entire generation is now saddled with unsustainable debt in exchange for an attempt, at least, at a college degree. The burden is so heavy that even if you graduate, you may not have access to the middle-class life that the college degree once provided. Many people can't qualify for a mortgage to buy a home because of the debt they continue to carry. They carry, it's too high. They can't come up with the down payment anyway. A lot of folks are even putting off starting families because of the cost. And the dream of starting your own business is just way off in the distance with the debt that so many are saddled with. Many of you had to leave school because of financial strain was much too high. About a third of the borrowers have debt but no degree, and worst of both worlds, debt and no degree. The burden is especially heavy on Black and Hispanic borrowers, who on average have less family wealth to pay for it. They don't own their homes to borrow against to be able to pay for college. And the pandemic only made things worse. But we responded aggressively to the pandemic to minimize the economic impact of the harm of COVID imposed on individuals, families, and businesses. You all were there with recovery. Look, we increased unemployment benefits for workers who were laid off. We provided loans to small businesses so they could stay afloat and take care of their families and their employees. We provided assistance to people to put food on the table. Remember those long lines you guys would all film of cars, decent looking cars, not jalopies, nice cars, just waiting for a box of food to be put in the trunk in the United States of America, waiting for over an hour to get food in a trunk. And we provided rent and mortgage assistance to keep people from being evicted and thrown out in the street. Our approach to help Americans who need it the most was necessary, and it was the right thing to do, and it helped people avoid financial crisis, which helped our whole country as a consequence of that. That didn't benefit them, it benefited the whole economy. Our approach is why America's economic recovery was faster and stronger than any other advanced nation in the world. Now it's time to address the burden of student debt in the same way. Working closely with the Secretary of Education, he's got the hard job, Secretary Cardona. Here's what my administration is going to do to provide more breathing room for people so they have less burden by student debt. And quite frankly, to fix the system itself, which when we came in, we both acknowledged was broken in terms of, anyway. There are three key factors what we're going to do today. First, we've made incredible progress advancing America's economic recovery. We've wound down pandemic relief programs like the ones on unemployment insurance and small businesses. It's time we do the same thing for student loans. Student loan payment pause is going to end. It's going to end December 30. I'm extending to December 31st, 2022, and it's going to end at that time. It's time for the payments to resume. Second, my campaign for president, I made a commitment. That would provide student debt relief. And I'm honoring that commitment today. Using the authority Congress granted the Department of Education, we will forgive $10,000 in outstanding federal student loans. In addition, students who come from low-income families, which allowed them to qualify to receive a Pell Grant, will have their debt reduced to $20,000. Both of these targeted actions are for families who need it the most. Working and middle-class people hit especially hard during the pandemic, making under $125,000 a year. You make more than that, you don't qualify. No high-income individual or high-income household on top of the 5%, in the top 5% of incomes, by the way, will benefit from this action, period. In fact, about 90% of the eligible beneficiaries make under $75,000 as family. Here's what that means. If you make under $125,000, you get $10,000 knocked off your student debt. If you make under $125,000 a year and you received a Pell Grant, you'll get an additional $10,000 knocked off that total, for a total of $20,000 relief. 95% of the borrowers can benefit from these actions. That's 43 million people. Of the 43 million, over 60% are Pell Grant recipients. That's 27 million people who will get $20,000 in debt relief. Nearly 45% can have their student debt fully canceled. That's 20 million people who can start getting on with their lives. All this means people can finally crawl out from under that mountain of debt to get on top of their rent and their utilities, to finally think about buying a home or starting a family or starting a business. And by the way, when this happens, the whole economy is better off. In the coming weeks, the Department of Education will lay out in detail a short and simple form to apply for this relief, along with information when this application process opens. By resuming student loan payments at the same time as we provide targeted relief, we're taking an economically responsible course. As a consequence, about $50 billion a year will start coming back into the Treasury because of resumption of debt. Independent experts agree that these actions taken together will provide real benefits for families without meaningful effect on inflation. Let's be clear. I hear it all the time. How do we pay for it? We pay for it by what we've done. Last year, we cut the deficit by more than $350 billion. This year, we're on track to cut it by more than $1.7 trillion by the end of this fiscal year, the single largest deficit reduction in a single year in the history of America. And the Inflation Reduction Act is going to cut it by another $300 billion over the next decade because Medicare will be paying less for prescription drugs, and over $1 trillion we added out for the next 2 decades. The point is this: there is plenty of deficit reduction to pay for the programs, cumulative deficit reduction to pay for the programs many times over. I will never apologize for helping Americans, working Americans and middle class, especially not to the same folks who voted for a $2 trillion tax cut that mainly benefited the wealthiest Americans and the biggest corporations, that slowed the economy, didn't do a hell of a lot for economic growth, and wasn't paid for, and racked up this enormous deficit. Just as we've never apologized when the federal government forgave almost every single cent of over $700 billion in loans to hundreds of thousands of small businesses across America during the pandemic. No one complained that those loans caused inflation. A lot of these folks in small businesses are working in middle-class families. They needed help. It was the right thing to do. So the outrage over helping working people with student loans, I think, is just simply wrong, dead wrong. Third thing, we're fixing the student loan program system itself. We've talked about this at length. This is really important. We're proposing to make what's called an income-driven repayment plan simple and fair. And here's how. No one with an undergraduate loan today or in the future, whether for a community college or a four-year college, will have to pay more than 5% of their discretionary income to repay their loan. That's income after you pay the necessities like housing, food, and the like. You currently pay 10%. We're cutting that in half to 5%. And after you pay your loan for 20 years, your obligation will be fulfilled if it hadn't already been fulfilled, meaning you won't have to pay any more, period. And borrowers whose original balance was less than $12,000, many of whom are community college students, will be done paying just after 10 years. These changes will save more than $1,000 a year on average for the borrower. It's a game changer. We're also fixing what's called, and this has been the bane of driving me crazy when I was out of office, the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Now, this program forgives student loans to encourage those students who had those loans if they go into public service. Think of the millions who are public school teachers, local police officers, workers at local charities, members of the military and the National Guard, and so many more. Think of the folks who work for federal, state, local, tribal governments, keeping essential services going, responding to natural disasters, all those firefighters and cops. The program is designed so that if you serve in one of these jobs, and we'll be able to list those and you'll be able to accurately assess whether you do, and make your loan payments for 10 years, even if it's not consecutive years, your remaining balance will be completely forgiven. It's a great idea, but the program's a mess. It's so inefficient and complicated, too many people just give up. Think if a service member defers their student loan payment while they're deployed. The system is so restrictive that their active duty service didn't count as public service, and the loan isn't forgiven as promised. It's outrageous. Well, the man to my left is going to fix it. The Department of Education has recently proposed changes that will make this program work better and over the long term, much better. And now the department issues emergency temporary changes to retroactively credit public service so accounts and loans are forgiven. Since I've been in office, more than 175,000 teachers, nurses, police officers have been able to get over $10 billion in loan forgiveness so far through this program. But this opportunity expires on October 31st, 2022. So my message to all servants, all public servants, all those who are the ones who are volunteering, is out with student debt to go. Here's what you want. If you're worried about how to do it, go to pslf.gov before October 31st to see if you qualify for public service student loan forgiveness. This is another game changer. And we're going to have people who are there to help get you, help direct you and work you through the process. And one more big change we're making to the system is we're holding colleges accountable for jacking up costs without delivering value to students. We've all heard of those schools luring students with a promise of big paychecks when they graduate, only to watch these students be ripped off and left with mountains of debt. And my predecessors looked the other way, for some reason, with good reason, to do anything about this fraud. My administration is taking it on. For example, the Department of Education works with private education associations to accredit colleges and universities so they can receive federal aid. Well, last week, the Department of Education fired a college accreditor that allowed colleges like ITT and Corinthian to defraud borrowers. And combined with our emergency actions, the Public Service Forgiveness Program and other actions we've taken, we've been able to cancel more than $32 billion in student debt for 1.6 million borrowers, including those defrauded by these bad acting schools. Our goal is to shine a light on the worst actors so students can avoid these debt traps. Now, I understand not everything I'm announcing today is going to make everybody happy. Something is too much. I find it interesting how some of my Republican friends who voted for those tax cuts and others think that we shouldn't be helping these folks. Something is too little, but I believe my plan is responsible and fair. It focuses the benefit on middle class and working families. It helps both current and future borrowers and will fix a badly broken system. And these actions build on my administration's effort to make college more affordable in the first place. It includes unprecedented investments, nearly $6 billion in historic Black colleges and universities, much of which is focused on pandemic relief to help students cover tuition and other costs so they could stay in school. And I must be honest with you, I'm going to continue to fight for doubling the Pell Grants. I didn't get that done this time. Let me say it again. 12 years of universal education is not enough. I'm going to continue to work for universal pre-K for every 3 and 4-year-old and universal community college for education beyond high school. Let me close with this. I ran for office to grow the economy from the bottom up and the middle out. Because when we do that, everybody does better. Everybody does well. The wealthy do very well. The poor have a way up, and the middle class can have breathing room. And that's going to help America win the economic competition of the 21st century, because much of my time is spent, how do we remain the most competitive nation in the world with the strongest economy in the world, with the greatest opportunities in the world? That's what today's announcement is about. It's about opportunity. It's about giving people a fair shot. It's about the one word America can be defined by, possibilities. It's all about providing possibilities. We're going to have a lot more to say about this. There's a lot of material that's going to be put out as to how this is being implemented. And I want to thank you all, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Mr. President, how much advance notice did you have of the FBI's plan to search Mar-a-Lago?
I didn't have any advance notice. None. Zero. Not one single bit. Thank you.
Mr. President, is this unfair to people?
Yes, he's walking away now. What a question. Peter Ducey.
Whew, yeah, he snuck that in there.
It's Peter, right? I always get Peter and Steve.
Well, because there's Steve Ducey.
Well, I always
yeah.
say Peter Ducey, and then I'm always like, I'm like 90% sure I'm right.
No, you got it. It's Peter Ducey.
Gets a question in because you don't get to ask the president very many questions these days.
No, you do not.
So after he's like $300 billion of American taxpayer dollars to spread it out to everybody in the country, did you know about Mar-a-Lago? And he answered him. Biden answered him.
He did.
That's not the story of the hour, but it is potentially down the road having the president on. If we found out later that he did have knowledge of that.
Now he's on record. That's right.
So we're going to take that and we're going to set it aside and maybe revisit that in a little bit. You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. We've been having special coverage of President Biden as he's talking about the $300 billion package to help people accommodate their student loans. I'm thinking about the $10,000 to borrowers who have income of $125,000 or less. If you are from a lower income family and you had Pell Grants, you're going to be able to use up to $20,000. Repayments postponed until December 22nd, or no, December 31st of 2022. So that is the news of this moment. He was very illustrative in the way he was telling the story. Before we get to some of the details, before put that paper down, because we have a very important report coming up here. It's like a book report from Ryan. What do you think about the president, this opportunity to make, this is a pretty landmark moment in American history, to think that the American government is going to step up in this capacity for this group of people?
There are things that make me upset, maybe even somewhat emotional and mad as an American. This makes me mad as Ryan Wiggins, who paid off his debt. And there are a lot of people like that right now going, hey, wait a second. Either I paid off my debt or there's some other situation that I know somebody who's deliberately didn't pay off their debt, who's benefiting by doing the wrong. That's the point of this. People who've made the wrong decisions, and some people not because they've tried to, but some people who've deliberately delayed paying their debt are now being rewarded for that. This is, it just I don't know how to talk about it on the radio because I'm just mad right now because we paid off our student loans.
I'm going to say this too, but because what you're saying is not wrong, but I'm going to add a layer to this, because what is going to happen here is you're going to have people like you, Brian, who paid off your student loan debt, be mad at people who didn't. There are people who haven't paid off their student loan debt who have deferred it because they couldn't afford to pay it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pause. With that understanding, there are people who have deferred payments because they can't afford to pay it. Okay. But when you can afford to pay it, it should be paid by that person. The federal government, the Democrat Party, is going to step in and take that burden away from people. It's interesting to me how this is shaping up to make taxpayer angry at taxpayer, when really the federal government is thrusting themselves in between those people. Your issue, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, but your issue should be more with the federal government than it should be with the person. There are different kind of people who haven't been paying their loans.
Yes.
There are absolutely different circumstances and different mentalities that people have that correlate with their ability and willingness to pay back their student loans. So making sure that we understand the federal government's insertion into you, Ryan, who worked your tail off to pay back your student loans, and somebody else who is going to benefit from this program. I don't know. I feel like I'm splitting hairs here, but I feel like it's an important hair to split.
No, it's important because you mentioned this earlier in the show. You talked about the three roles of government with national defense, infrastructure, and then insuring contracts. What the federal government is doing right here, to your example.
You said what the federal government? I didn't know that. I didn't know where that was going. And I was like, whoa, who's got the dump button? Brad's on it.
Brad's safe.
Okay.
So to use your example, Ryan and I enter into a contract. I'm going to pay Ryan back this loan that he's going to loan me money. And the federal government's supposed to ensure that that is supposed to be a fair contract and that I honor my end and he honors his end. What the federal government doing right now is stepping in and saying, all right, Ryan, you're going to get paid. Brad, you don't have to pay it. Annie, come over here and pay this loan to Ryan so Brad doesn't have to pay it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it's the federal government that is screwing people over. It's not me who took the loan, and it's not Ryan who lended the loan.
And if the federal government is showing up there to pay Ryan, I mean, real question here. Is Ryan supposed to not take the money?
I'd be crazy to not. And that's where everybody's at right now.
Also, think about all of this. There are going to be a lot of people who are conflicted about this. The fact that we have people who are going to get the loan forgiveness, and they're going to have a huge moral problem with that because they don't think the federal government should be doing that. But I bet you those people are also paying a lot of taxes because they're working people.
Yes.
So you're paying into the thing that's paying you back. So, like, are you supposed to say hands off?
Bad behavior. You are literally subsidizing people who are not doing it right or can't do it right yet. I'm sorry that I can't. You guys are having a rational discussion. My mind keeps going to a couple friends of mine in college who did absolutely nothing, didn't graduate, never got jobs because they were doing a lot of drugs and they were just hanging out, and they made college last about 10 years later. And now all of those people, if they haven't at this point paid those back, which I doubt they have, are being rewarded while I have been working for the last 20 freaking years to pay that stuff off, and they're fine. And they didn't learn. Here's the other problem. They did not learn a single lesson from that.
Mm-hmm.
They should
No, they were
have.
rewarded.
They were rewarded.
They
for
actually
that.
did learn a lesson.
Yes.
They did the right thing.
They learned the lesson. You know what? Hey, I could maybe do this again in some other area of life now because there are no consequences.
What they're saying is, what the federal government is going on?
That's what they're saying, Brad.
Man,
dang it.
Don't dump that. That one can stay.
Yeah.
Straight-faced on the Annie Frey YouTube channel says, Wiggins, I'm with you. I did the same thing. We ate beans and rice and waited to buy a home and new cars so we could pay off my $40,000 in student loans. I feel like I'm a schmuck for being responsible.
The federal government just made you a schmuck.
Yes.
They just spit in your face for being responsible. That is so infuriating to me. And a whole lot of other people and a lot of young people who are in that situation right now who have sacrificed to get there.
For real. 1,000%.
I want to I almost want to open the phone lines and give people 60 seconds.
Do it.
To get it off their
Just
chest.
do it.
I mean, like, we open
I have that dump button.
You will. You cannot swear on the air here. Should we do that?
Yes.
Should we give people 60 seconds to vent about this issue?
Please. Okay, if you can get it into 60 seconds, because there's a lot of points to be made here.
We'll just go one after the other.
Just do it.
And
Just
if
do
you
it.
go past 60 seconds, I just end your call and go to the next.
Fair.
It's not rude. It's not me. You just get
That's just
60
what we're
seconds.
doing. That's what we're doing.
You can basically, we'll let people drop the mic.
Do it.
Because I think people are as angry as you are.
I do too.
If you want to join us also on the YouTube live chat, lots of people talking here about their particular circumstances. This is pissing a lot of people off.
It should.
It should. You should feel what you're feeling right now. All right. Hannah, hunker down out there because I just opened the phone lines. If you want 60 seconds to get it off your chest, 314-241-9797, 314-241-9797. Call us. I will put you on the air if you get past Hannah, and you can have 60 seconds to tell us how you feel about Biden forgiving $10,000 of student loans. And I'll go back to Chris's comment on the YouTube channel from a little bit earlier. Can I go take out a $10,000 student loan real quick so I can get this paid off?
What's the statute of limitations here?
No joke. 314-241-9797. Look at those phones go. They are full already. If you can't get through yet, keep calling and we will get to as many as you can. Give us your name, a quick, brief summary of what you want to say, and you get 60 seconds to talk on the Annie Frey Show. Get the feelings out, get the emotions out. Don't swear. The FCC won't allow it. And neither will Brad. he gets real upset about it. But he says things like dang and darn.
And what the federal government?
Federal government is going on here. Your phone calls on the Annie Frey Show. We come back.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Feeling the pinch of higher prices?
Golden Oak Lending can save you money with their low fixed rates.
James Hawkins here, president of Golden Oak. You can offset today's high prices by using the low interest equity in your home to pay off credit cards, make home improvements, or simply put cold hard cash back in your pocket.
Start saving money and skip 2 mortgage payments. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, short my blue.
NMLS 114937.
When you are shopping for a home on the Illinois side of the river, you need to know this name, Jen Teskey. She is a realtor with RE/MAX Alliance, and she is your secret weapon when it comes to selling your house on the Illinois side. If you're looking to buy a house, she's going to find you your dream home. You can call her. You can text her at 618-541-1010. That's 618-541-1010. She has 15 years plus of experience helping families with selling and buying of homes. She's an expert on the area. She buys and sells homes of all ranges. So if you are looking to relocate, if you are looking to sell, please call my friend Jen Teskey. In the Illinois area, especially Edwardsville, Glen-Carbon, Maryville, Troy, Collinsville, she is going to find you the location that you've been dreaming of. And if you're selling a home, and I'm telling you, even if you're selling a home in the next 6 to 12 months, contact Jen Teskey right now, and she will assess your situation, help guide you where you need to go with the process to get your house ready to sell, to make sure you have the best possible experience. Call or text Jen Teskey of RE/MAX Alliance at 618-541-1010, 618-541-1010.
Attention veterans, if you were stationed at Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987, you and your family may be victims of toxic water poisoning. Cancers, birth defects, deadly illnesses have all been linked to the contaminated water. Congress is now holding the government accountable. You could be awarded financial compensation for your suffering, but you must act now. Get your free case review. Call True Law at 877-560-8555, 877-560-8555, or visit sickvets.com. That's sickvets.com.
Man, what a great party you're throwing here. This wasp nest is great.
Yeah, man, we got about 70 wasps in here. It's one in, one out.
Too bad we can't fit any more wasps in here. It looks like they're having fun outside, stinging all the kids. Oh, man, who just pulled up?
Oh, no, it's the pest control company again with those green wheels. They seem to kill every one of my parties.
This is Derek, the owner of All Solutions Pest Control. We'd love to help you out, so please visit us online at allsolutionspestcontrol.com.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
Hi guys, it's Andrew. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, today, Wednesday, August 24th, we're running an unprecedented one-day special you won't want to miss out on. Pineview Medical Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy. This is a technology clinically shown to repair blood vessels and improve blood flow. Even Cambridge has studied our technology. If you're ready to transform your love life, grab your phone. Today is your day. Call us now and you'll qualify for the assessment and ultrasound totally free. Also, a gift that can produce powerful results in the bedroom in minutes. You're going to love that, guys. And today only, we're offering 6 tune-up treatments to our patients free. This is our most lucrative offer ever, worth $1,200. But call today, Wednesday, and qualify totally free. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pineview Medical Clinic now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Simple Green,
If you own a house in St. Louis and you want to sell it as is without any inspections or need to make any repairs, call Chris Buys Homes St. Louis at 314-782-8000 or at chrisbuyshomesaintlouis.com and get your cash offer without any obligation, commissions, banks, or headaches. Chris buys vacant houses, inherited houses, fixer-uppers, beautiful houses, even the tenant won't pay their rent apartment. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis. That's Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis. And check out the best reviews from satisfied customers. When you sell to Chris, you decide when you want to move, according to your schedule and your terms. Go to chrisbuyshomesinstlouis.com. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis or call 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And get the offer you have been waiting for. Chris Buys Homes in St. Chris Buys Homes in St. or call 314-782-8000.
Hi, this is Jessica Munganess. Stop by Dave Munganess St. Louis Honda to reserve your new 2022 Honda and never pay a cent over sticker. We also have a great selection of Honda True Used vehicles available on South Lindbergh that come with a comprehensive warranty and even have a 3-day exchange policy if you're not completely satisfied. It's the very best way to buy a pre-owned vehicle. So isn't it time you see the Munganess difference at Dave Munganess St. Louis Honda and our pre-owned centers? DaveMunganess.com since 1965.
MidwestWingfest.com. We just talked with Doug earlier in the show. Please go back and listen to that conversation. It was about 1:20 if you want to rewind the show or check out the podcast. But we are going to be the Annie Frey Show. Myself is going to be at Wingfest. And it's going to be so fun. You can find out all the information online at MidwestWingfest.com. September 2nd, Friday, from 6 to 8 p.m. I want you to join me in the VIP tent, and I want to make sure that we get as many people packed in there as we possibly can for this amazing cause. They do this whole thing. It's completely run by volunteers to help Gold Star families. So when you purchase your $45 ticket, you can get 2 days for $75 to the VIP tent. You're going to get all you can eat wings inside there from the Dandy Inn. This is the only place you can get Dandy Inn wings at this event on this weekend, as well as your drinks included in a great view of the stage and your own little VIP tent bathroom, which is extra special, so you don't have to walk across the place to go to the other ones. If you want to hang out with us, would you please go run and get your tickets and bring friends? I want to meet you. I want to meet your friends and family. You can find out all the information to join us in the VIP tent on Friday, September 2nd from 6 to 8 p.m. Go to MidwestWingfest.com.
Hi, George Weber. Check out my alter ego, Skip Weber, every Saturday night, 9 to 11. The Saturday Evening Rock Show, the greatest rock and roll show on a talk station in the world. Don't miss it.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
.com.
Well, it's a party up in here in the United States because President Biden's making it rain with your money. It doesn't sound as fun when that happens. When it's your money.
Free money.
Free money.
For certain people.
I want one of those printers.
Me too.
The money printers.
I heard that if you print money on a copier, though, the FBI will show up.
Oh, really? You heard that?
I have heard that.
You don't know that.
I don't know that.
You just have heard that.
I've heard that.
Okay, so you all are mad. Big mad. Some might
I'm
say.
mad.
Ryan is fired up. We've got a ton of people on the live chat on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, and y'all are feeling some things, and we thought this might be a good opportunity to open the phones. And here's the deal. You get 60 seconds to get off your chest what the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness, $10,000 to people who have federal student loans under $125,000 income, that $10,000 gone, Pell Grants up to $20,000, loan repayments pushed back to the end of the year. And some of y'all have some feelings about this. You get 60 seconds to talk about it. Get it off your chest. You don't need to use all 60 seconds. If you swear, you can't swear.
It locks everything up.
It stops the whole thing, and then we got to listen to Wiggins rant more.
That's right.
So don't do
go
that.
ahead.
Let's start with Jody. Jody, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show. What do you think?
Hi. So I'm a young mother that worked really hard to put her kids through college. I got one that graduated last year, one that's still in college. And they're even going to get the $10,000, but they have very little debt because I worked my tail off. to pay for their help with them. And I watched them rent and share rooms with people that were getting gaming computers and going to Europe and all the things like that. And even though, like I said, they're going to reap a little bit of the benefit, I'm just furious because I just feel like it doesn't help anything. It also reminds me kind of about when they paid off people's mortgages that they went out and got that couldn't afford it. And I remember being, a working person that my husband worked for Chrysler, and it's just like a deja vu of that. Like, and why give 20,000 to people with Pell Grants? They already got a 30% increase. Why not help people out? Like the middle class.
No kidding. Jody,
this is my thought.
Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. Lots of people calling in here. Jody, I think a lot of people are feeling exactly what you're saying. Let's go to Eric. Eric, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show.
Thank you very much. What the Fed? I'm going to go another angle here. I was through choices of my own. I didn't go to college. I got married young. We started a family. I went to work, paid taxes. And so I feel like I have to pay for people that had chances that I really didn't have, including studies that I wouldn't even agree with, so they can sit around in their think tanks and see how they can marginalize me. You talk about taxation without representation. I'm just hoping the IRS doesn't audit me to pay them more money. So I don't know what the federal government is good for a guy like me. I'm tired of it. Thank you.
Eric, thank you for the phone call. You guys can have the rest of the show because this is
that
gonna be
was
good.
great. That was perfect.
Yes, well-rounded.
Perfect.
You have a future in radio. Cody, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show. Student loan forgiveness. Biden's making it rain money. What do you think?
Hello, 97.1. I am 28 years old and I'm $68,000 in student loan debt. My degree is in marketing and economics, and my income is $50,000. If they don't pass this bill, I will not be a homeowner until I'm 48 years old. So in my opinion, given the cost of education, it does not keep track with nominal inflation. Why are we so against a bailout when the banks got a bailout in 2008?
I think
small business loans got the PPP loan of $20,000. I think this is a great stimulus. It'll provide the opportunity for people my age of age 28, 18 to 28, to no longer have to eat rice and beans. What are your thoughts?
Cody, I like your well thought out opinion on this. I'm going to let you go because I'm given 60 seconds apiece. What I will say to you is when we are justifying handouts with all of the other handouts we're doing, we're talking about the bigger, broader federal government payout system. Do we have a problem with the cost of education, Cody? I think we do. I think we have a huge problem with the cost of education. Well, the problem that I have with this issue is that individual burdens financially for student loans is not the responsibility of the taxpayers. I do get your point, though, and I could see why people would say they're getting a handout and they're getting a handout and they're getting a handout. Why shouldn't I get a handout? Which makes me wonder, what's going to be the next handout? Because that's the only way this goes.
Yes, it is. And Cody, that is a choice that you made. Nobody made you make that choice to go into that much debt. So why should I have to pay off your debt?
But I will say, I know you're not agreeing with what we're saying here. Well thought out point. And Cody, thanks for calling in the show. Melissa, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show. What do you think?
I'm very, very upset. I'm the youngest of 6. My parents worked their butts off to pay for all of us. We had one in college for I don't even know how long. I now have 5 children. I have 3 that have graduated. One's in right now, 2 more years to go. One that is just went off this past weekend. We moved them in. And that means 5 kids. We did not make them take out loans. We worked our butts off. We don't do the extra stuff that we would like. We are fortunate enough that we make a decent amount of money. But there's a lot of things we could do with $50K if we would have made our kids take out loans. And it's outrageous. Like I said, 5 kids. We didn't ask them to take out loans. We could have. And they're working their butts off. And I can tell you right now, 2 of them would not be able to pay their loan, or they would get the benefit, I guess I should say. One of them is making above the amount. But again, because we sacrificed.
Yeah.
5 kids. It's crazy.
Melissa, thank you for the phone call. Lots of people feeling what you're feeling as parents who supported their kids through this, and you're the one getting hosed. If you want to join us, you can call us at 314-241-9797. We'll keep getting to as many folks as we can, but the phones are full. If you want to weigh in, go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, and we are featuring your comments there as we speak. Karen, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show. What do you think?
Hi. Well, I have a child who is a senior in college, so she's going to graduate next spring, and she worked real hard in high school. She got scholarships. My husband and I have helped her out as much as we can. She hasn't worked all the way through college. She will graduate debt-free. Where's her prize for being financially responsible?
Yeah, that is a great question. And I commend you for raising somebody who is as dedicated to their studies. I mean, that is hard work. Getting scholarships is hard work.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is why they have value.
Yeah, that's why you appreciate them.
Now they don't.
No.
This is the participation trophy of college scholarships. It's pretty unbelievable. Let's go to Sean, who's been waiting on the phones. Thanks for calling the Andy Frey Show. Sean, what do you think?
Hey, thank you for allowing me to join here today. 20 years ago, I decided to get my master's from WashU. It's the best thing ever. $52,000 in debt. I paid off every dime. April of this year. I have 4 kids.
April of this year.
Each of those kids, 4 kids, each of those kids paid off their schooling. And, I feel like a schmuck.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
And I'm fine with this if they would make it retroactive. So if you want to send a check for $300,000 to me, that'd be great.
Exactly. There is no winner in this. I mean, unless you just stumbled into the perfect moment that you went, oh man, I needed this right now because I happened to just go take a trip to Paris last month and I didn't pay off my debt. Some people are going to really benefit from this at the cost of everybody else.
You have stumbled into student loan forgiveness.
Yeah, and some of you didn't. You stumbled out of it. Chris, thanks for calling the Andy Frey Show. What do you think?
Yes, Annie, I like your show. I listen to it almost every day.
Thank you, Chris.
I'm a retired stonemason and just got through taking care of our last elderly parent. So therefore, I'm like Ryan. There has to be some type of punishment or something with these kids because I had to recently file a Chapter 7 a year ago because of caring for my parent so I'm here trying to refinance my house and they got rules and regulations for that. Sure, I was forgiven with my Chapter 7, but I can't and can't get a loan and on top of this, I've made my house payment and never missed a payment for 17 years. And I've tried like hell because I need my ramp redone in my house to get a home refinance this week. And I'm penalized for 2 years because I filed that.
Man.
So these kids, there should be some type of, repercussion on it or, they just can't just have it erased and not, like Ryan's saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. This has long tentacles.
Oh yeah.
Into so many all life choices, not little life choices. Like I didn't have kids when I was in my 20s because I needed to work 2 or 3 jobs in order.
That's a great point.
Like this is it really almost is endless.
And I couldn't catch that caller's name, but
Chris.
he wasn't even necessarily talking about student loans. He's talking about all the other things going on in his life that he's going, hey, I got problems too. Oh, sorry, Chris, you didn't fall into the right category right now of money that we're giving out. Sorry, everybody else is good, but not you.
Yeah, but go back to what Cody says. There'll be another bailout. Just wait your turn, I guess.
Well, that's what we're creating is that kind of dependency.
Which is called socialism.
Yes.
If I may.
You fed that.
What the Fed?
You created it.
Socialism. Keep coming to us on the Andy Frey YouTube channel. We're growing there right now. Get your thoughts in on the live chat. As we're taking some of these calls, we are also featuring your comments on our live stream. 314-241-9797 if you want to join us. We got another Sean on the line. Sean, thanks for calling the Andy Frey Show.
Yeah, hey, Annie, thank you for taking my call. I love your show.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You have both made some great points. I just dropped off my freshman daughter to college.
The freshman.
And she's a freshman, and she's going for a nursing degree. I'm a combat decorated Marine, and I got $10,000 for my GI Bill. And that covered about my associate's degree.
Oh my gosh, that one hurts.
Yeah.
Your service, Sean.
And
thank you for what you did to earn that $10,000. Give me, oh man, that gives me goosebumps. That makes me so mad for you, Sean.
Yeah, it was years ago, but you know what? And I'm proud of my service. But the Pell Grants, I just wonder who this money's going to, because I think Biden said that. It's going to people that want to be nurses and police officers. And, is my daughter included? I'm a single father. I'm trying to make ends meet, and she's taken out a big student loan to go to the university and get her degree. So that's basically it. I just wonder where the money's actually going and who gets it and why.
Sean, thank you for your
That's
service and thank you for your story. Appreciated. That's again, there are a lot of layers to this.
People will be unpacking this for months and the repercussions of it.
The GI Bill, you got 10 grand
I
for
didn't
that?
even think about that.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Yeah, get that no.
Yeah,
button
you
ready.
earned that. You earned that. And now somebody else is just going to get it because, I don't know, just because.
Not only did you earn that, there are people who earned that who never got to freaking use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Barf. Oh my gosh, it makes me so mad. Let's get to some more phone calls here. Angie, thanks for calling the show.
Hi, yeah, thank you for having me.
You bet.
Hey, I've got a question. Has anybody ever talked about why don't we do the interest rates for these college students? I have 4 girls. One's an RN and an ER. One is almost finishing up her last year of pharmacy school. One graduated U of I with a bachelor's in ag science, and the other one's going to be a lawyer. And right now, doing their student loans, the interest rate is so damn high. Why don't they just give them 0%? Or, why don't we ever talk about that instead of free money?
Yeah. Like maybe if you can alleviate some of that interest pain, if you qualify for it or whatever, I think that is a great idea to potentially provide some alleviation. Like maybe you resume payments on your loan, but they're going to maybe resume payments with a 0% interest rate for a period of time. But then people are still obligated to pay back their loans.
Well, even that with inflation, you're getting the deal. Because if you're paying 0%
that's good money
compared to 9%, which you would be paying if you're paying on everything else right now.
We still got full phones. I'm
Okay,
going to keep plowing through these. Chad, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show. What do you think?
Hi, Annie. Hi, gang.
Hi.
What the Fed?
Yes. New thing, Annie Frey Show.
I know. I kind of agree with Sean. I mean, I went in the military. I was going to receive the Pell Grant. I ended up getting hurt in training, had to come home, then ended up having to take out the student loans. And I don't remember his name, but the one guy that called in and said, that he disagreed with us.
Uh-huh.
You know what? If you wanted your college paid for, then why didn't you sign up for the military?
Yeah.
There's a lot of choices that are made along the way to get in that debt.
Yeah. And I mean, I worked every single day during the pandemic. I'm work on a farm, and, it just blows my mind how everybody's standing there waiting for a free handout.
Chad, thank you for the phone call and for your service too. We're very grateful for you and for what you've given to this country. And, to his point, we've created a culture of people who are waiting for their turn. We're in line. Mm-hmm. The money's being handed out. It will be your turn soon enough.
I mean, you talk about repercussions. All other industries could look and see, ooh, what's the government talking about next? Maybe not exactly know what it is, but what if they start talking about mortgage repayment? Ooh, I'm just going to stop paying my mortgage because I missed out on the last one. I want to get the next one. We're creating it across the board.
It's unbelievable. Margaret, thank you for calling the Annie Frey Show. What do you think?
Hi, what's a federal? Case in point, 2 young doctors I know, a married couple, were complaining recently about their student loans because they want to travel to Europe again. They own a large house plus 2 more properties they rent. Now they won't have to pay back their student loans. It's unfair that people who could not afford to go to college, who have been working their tails off or join the military, will now be paying back college loans for people like that.
Yeah, you're right, Margaret. You're right on. Spot on. Derek, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show. What do you think?
Hey, thanks for having me. I think it's utterly ridiculous. I mean, holy Wiggins. This makes no sense.
All right.
This is the G-rated.
We're going to pay
angry
for somebody who gets a major in toe sweater weaving and can't afford to pay back their loan. That's just ridiculous. That makes no sense. They made the choice. They chose the school. They knew how much it was going to cost. They signed for the loan. It's their responsibility to pay it back, period, no matter what.
Yep, you're right, Derek. It's their responsibility. If you signed up, it's yours to pay. James, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show. What do you think? James, you there? Go ahead.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry about that.
No problem.
I took out my loans from 2002 to 2006. I had $42,000 in loans. So I graduated in 2006, and I've been paying them off since. I was even part of that 2008 downturn where I got laid off. So my income went way down. But the federal government considered my loans too old to be part of the pause. So I didn't even get and I'm still paying loans. And I'm willing to bet that with this new $10,000, I ain't going to see none of that either because my loans are too old.
Man.
Yeah, welcome to the Schmuck Club.
The Schmuck Club. He said Holy Wiggins.
Yes, indeed.
Is that your dad?
My dad's first name is not Holy.
Holy Wiggins,
is that your dad
softball
going,
legend.
Holy Wiggins! What the fed is going on here?
It can be. Those are the two phrases we've taken away from this segment.
All right. Thank you to everybody who called in the show. I know that there are still people calling in and holding, and we can't get to everybody. Maybe we'll just have to have like a therapy session every day where people just get to call in and we
That
play
sounds
music.
good to
And
me.
we sit on the edge of our seat and hope you don't cuss.
Have a therapy session at Midwest Wingfest.
But there you go.
Come out there and we'll chat about this.
MidwestWingfest.com. Please come hang out with us because there are a lot of like-minded people listening to the show right here, and we haven't had the opportunities to go out and spend some time together. So we're going to do that on Friday, September 2nd from 6 to 8 p.m. Go buy your tickets. $45 get you all you can eat wings from the Dandy Inn, which is a really big deal because it's a rarity these days. Plus your drinks. It's a steal, folks. I would love to meet you. 6 to 8 p.m. Friday, September 2nd at MidwestWingfest.com for tickets. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show. That's what I like about you. That's what I like about you.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you've bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Thomas Helbig, Bob Kershaw, and the family business at Retirement Advisory Group. These are the gentlemen, the family business that can help make sure that your retirement is safe and secure. I'll put it to you this way. You never know what the economy is going to do next. And when we are looking at all of the uncertainty that exists right now with everything the administration is doing, and you're 55, maybe you're 58 or you're 62, and you're thinking retirement is right around the corner. I hope I got my stuff in order. I thought I did, but I'm not 100% sure. Retirement Advisory Group, they're there to help you feel the exhale, to take that sigh of relief, that deep breath, and know that you are prepared for your retirement future. You've worked hard. You've sacrificed. Sound familiar? You've put the time and the money into your retirement. You want to make sure that it's going to be there exactly how you expect it. Get a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review from Thomas Helbig by calling 314-993-9494. That's 314-993-9494. Call Thomas Helbig in the Retirement Advisory Group. Mention the Annie Frey Show when you do, and get your appointment scheduled today. RetirementKey.com.
Hey, let's get the carpets cleaned in the month of August with my friends at Zero Res and take 20% off. This is Mark Reardon. I've depended on Zero Res for years now. They do a great job. The techs are awesome. They're experienced. They'll take great care of your home. And if you're like me, you have dogs, you have cats, or just kids, I have all of those. The carpets are probably dirty. And if you haven't cleaned them in a while, first of all, it's kind of disgusting. You got to do something about it. And there's one cleaning company that I trust, and that's Zero Res. And they can do your carpet, tile, upholstery, area rugs, air duct cleaning. That's a big thing because your carpet is kind of like a big air filter for all the nasty gunk that is shooting out of the air ducts. The technicians, I mentioned them. They walk you through the process. They're going to educate you. You're going to be completely satisfied. So if you haven't tried out Zero Res or it's been months since your last deep clean, take advantage. 20% off the month of August, your entire cleaning service. Call 314-474-2020. 314-474-2020. Online at ZeroResSTL.com. You spell it backward or forward, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Marvin Mitchell and the team at Compass Retirement Solutions calls this mailbox money. It's a monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you are retired. Call Marvin Mitchell and the Compass Retirement Solutions team at 314-373-1598 to start working on a plan that can help you create the monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call 314-373-1598 right now and schedule a visit with Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
At Cordell & Cordell, we focus on representing men in domestic relations cases. Attorney CPA Joe Cordell. We recognize that our clients are going through perhaps the toughest time they will ever go through. We understand that everything that's important to them is on the table. Their assets, the role in their children's lives. That's an immense responsibility that our clients entrust us with, and we take that very seriously. We've been trained to do that. We've helped thousands of clients before, and it's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most important to you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives, which includes protecting men's financial means to do so. Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's St. Louis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 600 Kelwood Parkway, Suite 310, Town & Country, Missouri, 63017. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
AAMCO.
Tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
Hon, look, it's heartburn. How did he know we were at the beach?
No clue, but he's not ruining our vacation. I packed Prilosec OTC. With just one pill in the morning, Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production that can cause frequent heartburn, so we can enjoy ourselves.
Speaking of, time for our luau.
Aloha heartburn.
One pill, 24 hours, zero heartburn with Prilosec OTC. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
The world is always on, but you shouldn't be. Put junk sleep to bed. During Mattress Firm's Labor Day sale, get a king for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin and save up to $700 on Sealy. Talk to a sleep expert and unjunk your sleep today. Mattress Firm.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. In addition to heating and cooling, Air Comfort Service also offers indoor air quality, water heater, and AeroSeal duct sealing services. Get in your comfort zone with aircomfortservice.com.
Up-to-the-minute traffic reports, so you don't have to keep looking at your phone. Dependable traffic on 97.1 FM Talk. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Goodbye, Cole. Goodbye, Ray.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. What a day. This has been kind of a busy show.
Yeah.
I feel like it was last week that we talked to Joe Concha at 12:25. That felt like a really long time ago.
I can't believe it's Wednesday.
Is it still?
It's still Wednesday.
It says Wednesday on the top of my sheet, Brad. So that's what it is.
Should be correct.
That is correct. We have been talking about the president. We aired the president's speech. You didn't give your book report.
Oh my gosh.
That could be Wiggins America
I
tomorrow.
know you guys in this
Wiggins
room heard
America
it, but I'm
tomorrow.
asking you who's listening. Did you hear that speech?
Can you
half of the speech? Yes, I'll do Wiggins America. I'll do
a book report
summary of that tomorrow.
The story he told.
The story about his dad that I don't know what it was.
You wrote notes.
I got the whole page. here.
Tried to.
The whole page. I'm going to pull the clips.
Tomorrow. Okay, pull the clips.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we will summarize in Wiggins America, which is now brought to you by MidwestWingfest.com.
Yay!
And we will get the bottom of that.
Yes.
All right, Hannah. People were calling in the show like crazy, and sorry to everybody who we didn't get, but there were some people who were excited to meet Hannah on the phone.
Yes, that was fun. Every time we open the phone lines, I think I have a small heart attack because the calls flood in, and it's fast paced and it's a lot. But
Thanks for
that was
listening. Thanks
great.
for participating, everybody.
Yeah.
We really appreciate
it. Was
that.
good.
All right, YouTube poll today. How will President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan impact the midterms? Will it help or hurt the Democrats? With 170 votes, 61% say it will hurt the Democrats, 39% say it will help the Democrats.
So we had half the show before the announcement, half after. Were you watching it throughout the course of the day, or did you just pick it up at the end?
I picked it up at the end.
Because I wonder.
Just taking phone calls.
Yeah, we're super busy today. I wonder how that moved.
Yeah, I bet it
That's
had
a
an
solid
impact.
split, though, 70-30, basically.
For our show.
No.
When you consider our listening audience, though.
Oh, you mean, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, 61-39. All right, I want to read some comments here. Jeff from YouTube says, this will hurt the Democrats because the Democrat supporters that had to pay back their loan will see this as a slap in the face and either won't vote or will vote Republican.
60. That's 60-40. That's 70-30. My bad.
Yeah.
Math doesn't even matter anymore.
It does, yeah. It doesn't
It's like science.
It's just numbers.
Can we do what's the next thing that we want to just get rid of? What subject in school? I mean, history's toast. We're not even allowed to talk about it. We've torn all that down.
Yeah, I'd say we need to get rid of math because everything's non-binary.
Well, that's where we are.
Oh, okay.
That would be
It's a math
computers, right?
joke. Yeah. It's a math.
Yeah.
Computer class is gone now.
That's gone.
Yeah.
Eliminated.
Hannah's like, I don't know what's going on.
There's just so many comments that I don't even know where to start. Patrick says, how about they lower the current cost for my 2 kids at Mizzou? I agree with that. There's just, wow.
Yeah, he
you guys
addressed
have been
that
great today
In
on
the
chat.
speech, he said 3 times, the cost is tripled.
We noticed today
Fix that.
that if there's a statistic in his speech, he repeats it.
He
if it's a
repeats it at
number,
least once.
there's 30%. Blah blah. They're 30%.
Yeah.
Like every statistic is shocking to him.
Yeah,
It's because
oh my gosh, I can't believe this is I'm reading
every
it.
time he says it, it's like brand new information to him.
But it's the fact that it's tripled is not the reason to go spend more on it.
No.
That's the stupidest logic.
That incentivizes more expensive because as soon as
They're
the
just gonna
government gets
raise
in
it
to pay it,
again.
it's going to raise. They're like, oh, this gravy train is coming in, so we're going to
Heck
get our
yes.
piece.
Why wouldn't you?
If I would have known that they were going to take away $10,000 for student loans, I probably would have chosen differently for my education route.
That is the most rational comment made all day.
Yeah. You got an
I'm so
associate's
mad.
degree
And you're so
and a
calm.
job.
And a job.
Congratulations on that. But
For
yeah,
now.
for now, yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Amanda on YouTube says the poll did change drastically after that mess of a speech, which was easy for me to say. I'm done. I'm over it. Mark
done.
Reardon, you can get the feels out now. Stay right here. The Mark Reardon Show
What
coming
the
up
Fed?
next. What the Fed is going on here? Holy Wiggins!
Yeah, love it.
This is a great time of the year to upgrade the energy efficiency in your home with my friends at Windows.